Josh.
There he is.
And then maybe just you could DM Terry and let him know he's going to be last in and we're waiting on someone else before we can put him in.
Oh, right, because Gimbal has to be.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. We've got to wait for Rory. Steve was usually last.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Josh.
Oof. How are you guys?
Oh, I think better than you sound.
Been a rough couple of days.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. But, I mean, we're all living under it right now for sure.
Yeah, truly. Hello. Phoebe.
Hello, Lilith.
Hello. Oh my god.
All right, so now we just need Rory, and then we can let in Terry. We are live, so your audio can be heard, but not your video yet.
Just so everyone else knows, I just asked John, because we spent another night in Hamlet, we got 2 more points of healing back for resting.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
2 per night or 1 per night? So 2.
2 per night.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Because we're sleeping in an inn and getting really nice and rested.
Getting excellent rest.
Does Millie get extra points for being extra rested?
Very well rested.
Oh!
I'm back to full.
Maybe?
That's awesome. The innuendo begins already. Hey, Captain Mymorph. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for the host, Jay. We're going to have a good night tonight. I'm super excited about a lot of stuff. Oh, I got to get this stuff ready. You guys can entertain the chat. I've got a couple little things to do here.
Yeah, so my notes have just started to get worse and
Lord
worse.
Forth. Oh, have
Mine
they?
too.
Just because, like, I'll write down key things that I pick up on, but most of the times I just look at the incredible notes that Millie takes, and I'm like, I just can't compare to
I
this.
know, you're just like, why did I even bother writing notes?
Well, exactly. It's like, why do I even bother? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, no, I know that feeling.
entirely transcribed the scene between Brim and Tisa, by the way.
Oh.
Every single spoken word that I could understand, because there was one word I couldn't understand that you said, that you said.
Sure.
And I put it in double parentheses so you can see where it is, because maybe you will remember what you said.
I think Josh was pretty much like blacked out at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like,
talking.
I wish to never look back on that. I'd rather run from my problems.
Oh, I think we both hit sort of an out-of-body experience during that role play, Josh. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. My gosh, these notes. I'm just trying to find it.
Just look for where there's a lot of quotation marks really close together, and that's going to be where you want to be. And the name Tisa several times.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, everybody who's already joined us. We really appreciate it. We're gonna have a great night tonight, and we got at least 2 giveaways, and I'm so excited. I might just get crazy and do 3, or who knows? I might do 4. We'll see. I'm gonna do lots of giveaways tonight. Depends on how good the night is. But at the very
Give
least,
all the things away.
hey, Molotov J, Mystical Unicorn. Good to have you both. I've already said hi to Lord Forth and Captain Mymorph. And so we're going to announce our new sponsor. And our new sponsor, we're going to do a giveaway from them tonight, which is going to be really cool. And tell Terry, I'm going to go ahead and switch him with Rory in the order next time.
Okay.
Because Rory's always last. He rushes home from work, and I don't want Terry to sit the entire time.
He said his camera. I actually accidentally messaged Rory instead of Terry at first, and I deleted the message. But Rory said his cam should be on, and he'd be on in about 5 minutes.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to kick off our Greyhawk map in a second, which, as soon as I have each of your videos... Hello, Kiegia Krenzelin!
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I need to do that.
Yeah, so I need those, but you got a couple of days. I need them at least by the weekend, so that I can have all... Because I've got to do all the video edits. I'm doing this one myself on my Mac. So if I get those videos, I'm going to take all the pics, and I'm going to just do overlays onto the Greyhawk map. So the idea is, when I'm playing the Greyhawk map, the players will pop up little quick vignettes of you and then your character. It'll do a nice sort of pre-intro for our fans who are getting tired of seeing my map because I've played it already so many times. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and start it now.
Yay!
Yay! I love it. Cue the music. Love it. My favorite.
It's time to light the lights.
Enjoy this, Terry. This is your first time through on this.
Where's Terry? Is Terry here?
Yeah, he's here. He's waiting on Rory to come in.
Oh, I was like, is Terry among us?
He's here.
So he knows to have his Twitch up separately, right, Evelyn?
I told him that, but
Perfect.
I will remind him when we come in, just because I talked to him several days ago about all of that stuff all at once. And
Outstanding. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to keep track of. Production
What, you
quality
didn't
takes
memorize
work.
Oh. I tend to share a lot of information all at once.
Not like you're the greatest scribe this world and the world's over.
She really is, and that's so good for me because I'm moving 90 miles an hour, and she really helps me. I mean, we make a fantastic team. I'm very, very appreciative of her.
You know, I'm actually a bard from another plane, but let's just.
I get hype every time I hear this music.
I know, right? Get pumped up, guys.
I love it.
Let's do this.
It's seriously like my favorite. I love it.
Wow. I'm sorry, I've got to be honest, I don't remember half this conversation.
Oh, you're reading it back again?
Yeah, I'm like, holy crap.
Hey, Krenzalin, yeah, get your glass. Get a second glass, my friend. Get 3. Make sure you're nice and saucy to enjoy tonight.
And just in case, bring a box of Kleenex because you never know what's
You never
gonna
know.
fly.
You never know. And the pizza. All right, we are ready.
Gotta
There
eat my
is
feelings.
Rory.
Okay.
And as we did last week, we can say of Rory, a gnome is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Especially because he's a wizard.
Exactly.
Because that's how they roll.
Hey, see, Carson. It's just, so Brim has something to smash with. If you're not in our Discord, actually I might have put that in the private chat, the team chat. But yeah, all the good stuff happens during the week in the Discord. You can stay connected with that. All right, Rock Safarius, he our amazing mod. He always gives us the fun queries for the evening. And tonight the questions are: has Millie given up drinking? Does Gimbal have his jacket? What will Brim smash with? Thanks for the sub, J Birchfield 3. What will Brim smash with? What else does Lilith have in her pockets? These questions and more in episode 7 of Greyhawk Awakening.
Secrets.
All right.
She has secrets in her pocket.
Amazing.
Well,
That's why they're so big. They're full
Yes.
of secrets.
I was just gonna say, I love that.
You guys ever
Got her
seen
pockets.
Breakfast
Why her
Club?
hair is so big.
your cam is not your cam is not up yet, Rory, and I cannot let. There we go.
There we go.
Now I can let Terry in at long last.
Okay. I will be right back, but Lilith's
Drum roll,
pockets are like the Breakfast Club, right? Remember the place that she dumps out?
Take your time. You got time. There's no worries,
Breakfast
Rory.
Club or like our Breakfast Club or Fight Club.
Hi, friend.
First rule of Fight Club is
And
you don't
there we
talk about
go.
Fight Club.
Welcome.
Oh my gosh.
We are live. Blue Box episode 7 of Greyhawk Awakening. And if you're looking at your screen, our players can look as well. We have a mystery player on the screen tonight who's going to have to sit there quite patiently, I suspect, for some extended period of time tonight. But he's there. And man, do we have a fantastic night planned. So, thank you, first of all, to all of our players. Hey, Steve, Bloodwild, good to see you so much. Oh, look at all those viewers. We're doing a great start already. We got a lot to go through tonight. First of all, we do have a new sponsor to announce. which we're very excited about. And we're giving a giveaway from that sponsor tonight on Blue Box. And that's going to be fun. We've got a new player to introduce. And hey, thank you very much, Art Cloud Bruce. That puts us at 490. We only need 10 more followers tonight for me to just go crazy with giveaways. I feel like I'm selling mattresses late at night on this.
Paul, today we have 10
there you
left.
go. Blue rugby. Not one, but two. So we're going to have a fun night tonight. It's going to be great role play, and we're going to have, all right, you guys are killing me. Well done. Thank you, Padgetti. And so it's going to be a great night tonight. Lots of role play, depending on what the players do. Maybe some combat, some interesting confrontations, some new NPCs. It's going to be a great, great night. I am so, so excited. As always, first thing I need to do is announce our sponsors. So, sponsor 1, Dragon Crafting Guild. Amazing dice trays. There are some with dragon's eyes. There are some with D20s in the middle. He uses this cool process. And then he's sending us a lot more gear. So you're going to see a lot more DCG giveaways coming up in the next several weeks. John is an amazing craftsman. And as I always say, Dragon Crafting Guild, every player's best friend, every player's worst enemy in the hands of a DM, guaranteed to roll more nat 20s, except not really. And then we also need to talk about, of course, the amazing Frederica Draws. Frederica Avalova, she does all of the art and imagery. And I don't know, I'm going to have to check if she sent it to me yet. We should have tonight the giveaway from 2 weeks ago for our follower. And I don't see it yet. I may have a preview of it. We'll see tonight. Incredible artwork. Everything that you see with all the player characters, the DM, that's all from Frederica. And then lastly, I'm going to announce our new sponsor tonight. So our new sponsor, let me pull up the monitor here and not hit the wrong button as I always do. And it's not OJ. Orth Journal will be the giveaway if we win. Probably say, gotta stop saying if. When we get to 500 viewers tonight, we're going to give away a second signed copy of the Orth Journal 33, signed by Christoph, the editor-in-chief of the Orth Journal. And then our new sponsor is... Sorry, keep the drum roll going, Josh.
Yep, sorry.
Boom! Dice Envy! Because you can never have enough dice! And we all know that's true. So we have an amazing dice sponsor that will make a beautiful complement to your Dragon Crafting Guild dice trays. And our giveaway tonight, we're going to do this no matter what. We're giving away a set of their Alpha dice. Look at those beauties. They are absolutely fantastic. They're limited edition. These were part of a Kickstarter they ran, and they're running low on inventory. So we're giving away a special edition of the Dice Envy dice tonight, the Alpha set, and that's going to be super, super fun to give away. So we'll announce more about that giveaway just a little bit later in the stream. Okay. With all that said, did I get all the... Oh, no, I didn't. Two other things. One, you cannot forget the virtual Greyhawk Con.
Oh, yeah.
October 2nd through October 4th. We'll pop that stuff in the chat right now. You want to sign up. You do not want to miss it. There's going to be, we got sponsors like Troll Lord Games. Reaper Minis is our newest sponsor. So Reaper is now sponsoring Virtual Greyhawk Con. Yeah, this is legit stuff. This is no joke. And then Blue Box will be featured on 2 streams. We're also sponsoring, and we'll be playing games on Friday and Sunday. There'll be more details coming on that soon. But mark your calendar. Block everything out. Forget about your family vacations. Take Friday off work. Make sure you have that blocked out. October 2nd through 4th, virtual Greyhawk Con. And then again, thanks to all of our friends in the community, Lord Gasumba, Jay Scott, Christoph, Greyhawk Online, Orth Journal, just a great community. Okay, we are already 5 minutes in, and I want to get this started quicker tonight. Let's go to what happened last time.
I got that for you. All right, so last time, as we began, the Wayward Bolt were sitting at the Welcome Wench eating a meal after a morning of shopping. Ostler tells the group that they now have free room and board through the beginning of the next year and requests a story. Millie regales Ostler with a dramatic retelling of their adventures to the moat house, which Gareth and his family walk in on the end of. Gareth thanks the party and gifts Millie with a family heirloom, which is a dagger, And Brim then goes to Gareth and Kristen to ask if he could speak with their young daughter Tisa alone.
Which elicits many arched brows.
Yes. They agree to his request under certain conditions. And then Brim tells them that he has some things he needs to take care of first, but he will see them in a couple of hours to have this conversation with Tisa. From there, Galen actually stopped by the Welcome Winch to thank us for clearing out the moat house and pay us our 75 gold each for completing that. And then
Which
Millie
seemed to unlock Millie's heart.
Millie flirts with him and asks him to meet her later after they've completed their tasks. And he readily agrees. And then Millie, Brim, Lilith, and Gimble all go out to take care of their various errands. Millie, Gimble, and Brim go to the blacksmith to meet with Brother Smith, and Lilith continues on to the Grove to actually meet with Jeru. At the blacksmith, Millie gets her dagger appraised, and the armor that we all collected was sold to Smith for a little bit of gold, and Brim acquires new armor. Finally, our half-ogre is not armorless. And then Gimble actually asks Smith if he knows anything about the dwarves in the Kron Hills, which he's like, I could tell you more if I had that map that you mentioned.
He was a bit offended by that question, actually, yeah.
Yeah. And Lilith's exchange between Jeru was completely silent. They had a very empathetic moment sharing the grief that Jeru was experiencing after the loss of his animal companion, Tambor. And then after their various tasks had been completed, they met up to go to the Weaver to pick up the dresses that Brim had asked Millie to have commissioned. And then they went back to the Welcome Winch for their evening meal. After their evening meal, Brim asked Lilith and Millie to assist him with the conversation that he was going to have with Tisa, which he then went and asked Kristen and Tisa to join him, and Millie, Brim, and Lilith all went upstairs while Gimble got the party going downstairs.
As he did. No doubt about it.
Shortest guy raised the roof, that's right.
And for the conversation aspect, I'm actually going to hand this over to Brim since he was the bearer of this conversation.
So bring out your tissues.
Well, if you guys were in here a little bit earlier when I was reading back the amazing notes and the amazing Discord that you should all be a part of, I was like, man, I don't remember half this conversation because it was just very, very close to the chest. But pretty much Brim sits down and trying to face away from Tisa, trying to keep it as low, worry on her as much as possible. They go back and forth, him talking about his past and how he used to be a slave and what much of the party has not seen of his actual skin, and her seeing the different scars along his body. They go back and forth talking about how she could possibly get over it, how she could move onward from this peril and this fear. And he speaks to her about how she never will, and how the only way to move forward is to be stronger and to gird her loins with armor and weapons, but also those around her. And with that, with Millie and Lilith's help, she was presented a dress and a dagger, both to buoy herself up, but not to get over it too quickly, just to move forward from there and know that she's not alone.
And there was, of course, the moment which I could tell you were definitely having an out-of-body experience, because this didn't click with you, where she presented to you the bear she had been clutching to her chest all night. You proffered it back to her and told her that she needed to hold that as her armor, and she proffered it back to you and said, "You are my armor." And that, I think, that broke. That was fantastic role play between between Brim and the Tisa. You know, that horrible experience that she'd gone through. That was fantastic.
I agree.
But after
It was fantastic.
after that moment,
But hold on. Did you see Krenslin's note? Shame on you. Shame on you, Krenzlin. He's asking that Millie act out the next scene. No, sir.
That was an emotional scene. That did not. But so after that moment, Lilith actually went into the room and had a quiet moment with Brim at first, and Millie actually tried to sneak off, and he called her back in and said, "No, come here, you help me with this." And so he brought both of them into a really big hug, and he actually cried. And we all just kind of stood there for a minute. Lilith cried as well, and Millie kept it all internalized, but she was feeling it. And then as soon as the music from downstairs got more raucous, Millie jetted out of the room and headed down to the party, because that's more of her scene. And then Gimbal actually was doing some of his magic tricks downstairs while all this was going on, casting dancing lights and enlarging himself, which he said was a result of drinking milk. And he danced quite a long time with one of the barmaids, all around the pub, her giggling and having a great time, and everyone else laughing and clapping along as the lute player played in the side. As Millie and Lilith came downstairs, Lilith asked Millie if she could have some of what was in her flask. Millie gave her the flask, which she enjoyed the whiskey, kind of. And then Millie found Galen and dragged him back up to her room. And that was the end of it for Millie that night. And then Brim went out into the night and had himself a moment of emotional release. He took out 3 trees in the process and destroyed his mall. And but yes, he was away from the town and had that. And Lilith actually waited up for him to return from his going out, because she was concerned about him. And as soon as she saw him, she, kind of gave him a nod, and he said, he was fine, and she wished him good night, and they went their separate ways. The next morning, everyone went back down to the bar. Ostler was getting breakfast ready, and Uthar and Ashrin joined us. Galen was actually there, rather enthusiastically, letting us know that he will definitely talk us up to Rufus and Byrne, and was hoping we would take on the quest of going to the Kron Hills and seeing what the situation with the orcs is there. We said we would be willing to do that. We would just need some time. Uthar and Ashrin, Uthar was very much excited and ready to go, but Gimbal cautioned patience, because rashness had been a bit of his shortcoming as of late. And then Gimbal asked what was going on between Uthar and Ashrin, which he took great offense to, because he's not going to be sleeping with anybody unless he's married. And Ashrin sort of blushed and slapped Gimbal and said she's not that kind of lady. And Millie actually ended up lecturing Ashrin about playing favorites, which
she did, which Ashrin was quite taken aback.
Yeah. Because Millie is concerned that it will be the downfall of the group, is Ashrin playing favorites. And so after that, Brim requests the extra day. Uthar agrees and then goes back to the Church of St. Cuthbert to pray. And the rest of us enjoy breakfast while Ostler tells us that the spirits of Hamlet have never been so high, and it's thanks to the Wayward Bolt.
That is exactly right. Outstanding. Thank you for the acting and also the narrative. And we're doing pretty well on time. So real quickly here, let's go through. You stay quiet, Terry. Let's go through everybody else. Let's announce your characters. Character, class, level. Anything else you'd like us to know about that PC. And we'll start with Rory.
My name is Gimbal. I'm a wizard illusionist, the best of them all. He is 3'1", and he'll do things that you never saw coming.
It's true.
Let's go to
And
Lilith.
he'll always make sure that he gives a little punch to a little jab to Millie for her emotional release.
I look forward to that. All right, Lilith, aka the Nutcracker.
I forgot about that. Lilith is a Grugak wild elf druid. She is curious by default, lots of head tilts, lots of smirking, lots of curiosity. Doesn't care for money. She just shuffles that off to Millie, and Millie loves her for it, and she loves Millie for it. And that's about it. Oh, and she has mysterious things in her pockets.
All right, so we're going to go to Josh, and as always, we have a special treat for all of our viewers tonight. Josh is going to announce his character, and then he does a Monster Monday. So Josh, give us the Monster Monday, and we all have to guess the monster. And by the way, if you can repeat this performance from what I saw, kudos to you, my friend. Go ahead, go Josh.
Okay. So, okay.
He's been watching Hamilton. I
can tell, yeah.
Every single time.
Every time. So I'm doing
I
a
could have
Monster Monday.
mastered son of... Sorry, go ahead.
So Monster Monday first, and then my character?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay, Plate armor and shield, upon me I wield. The sword at my side, I clink mid-stride. I look at my people, I carry their pride. An army behind me, my enemies flee. I yell out my order, they listen to me. An inspiring leader, I instill fear into all around me that hear. It's pretty clear, I'm pretty scary. Attack me, I'll parry. Why don't you stop staring, or your skin I'll be wearing? A king? Or captain? I stand renowned. You mess with me, I'll burn down your town. As my armies and I march, seeing you in the dark. Armies move with thunderous booms. Go back where you came from, or we'll call this your tomb. Call me the marshal, cause I got the advantage. I can see that you've lost, I know it's hard to manage. I stay, even if I'm the last one standing. Look at me. Yeah, cause it was I that planned it.
All right, well done, sir. Bravo. Anyone guess the monster from Monster Monday? While they're guessing, Josh, tell us about our amazing Brim.
Hi, I'm Brimstone. I am a half-ogre fighter, level 2, strong and not as stupid as you might think. With milk and small white bears.
All right, so the guesses so far are Red Dragons, Death Knights, and the monster was us all along.
It always was.
And the answer is, Josh?
No, it is a hobgoblin warlord.
A hobgoblin warlord. Well done. That was a tough one. I doubt many people got that. All right, fantastic job. And let's go to, last but not least, Millie.
Hello, darlings. I'm Mary Millie Vontonth, and I am a level 2 half-elven swashbuckler. And I get exactly what I want when I want it.
And that is absolutely true and well said. Okay, with all that said, we're going to begin tonight. Thank you so much. And we're still a couple minutes behind what I'd like to be. I'd like to get this out of the way 15 minutes to 13 minutes in. But we're a little better than we were last week. And let's go ahead and get started with episode 7 of Greyhawk Awakening. All right. So, you are now, it is... Hang on here, let me kill this music and get this up. So you are in the Inn of the Welcome Wench. And again, for all of our viewers who don't know, we have Brim that stands here in the middle. To his immediate right, you have Lilith. I have Gimbal. He's hard to see. He's actually standing behind Mary Millie right now. And then on the right side of the table, you have Lilith standing. You notice this morning that Uthar does not come down. And as you're sitting at the table, it is in fact now the 4th day of the week. So you are here on Earth Day. It is the 13th of Patchwall. Again, autumn continues to deepen. There is a cool air outside that you can feel every time the doors of the Welcome Wench open, admitting patrons who are coming in for their early morning breakfast of lamb and eggs. Osler Gundigut is behind the bar tending to it. All the rest of you have come down, Brim coming down last. He has his leather armor now on, which it fits him. It's a bit snug, but it's the first time you've seen him wearing studded leather armor. He looks even more intimidating than before.
Millie,
Yes, darling.
have you seen Ashran?
No, and I honestly wouldn't be mad if I didn't see her at least until I've woken up a little more.
What? Have you seen Uthar?
Not yet. He usually comes from that church at some point.
Is that what he's calling it? Okay. Well, anyways. What's the plan today?
Well, I believe we've been doing some preparation to get ready to go check this fort out or whatever it is, but does everyone feel properly prepared?
Well, I got my pack here, and he opens up his new. He's got like basically it's a satchel. He opens it up, and he's got his scroll in there as far as and a couple other pouch a couple other pockets. Well, I got this. I'm still waiting for some other stuff, but I'm ready. I'm good to go.
I have something at Hannah's as well. That has a few more days. I don't need it right now, though. It's just something I wanted.
Gotcha. Yeah, same here. Same here. More pockets.
Pockets are nice.
Pockets are nice. I really agree with you, Lilith. I never thought so until I met you, and now they're just like...
Very handy.
Yeah, until you forget which one. But anyways, yeah.
Lilith will peer around underneath the table to see if Millie has her pants. If you're in the Discord, you know why.
Yes, if you look down, you see that she is now wearing her leather pants. The bloomers have been stored away until they are needed again.
Then I think we have everything we need. We can go.
So as you're talking, you see Ashrin. She comes walking down the stairs, and I think it would not be an unfair alliteration for me, or assonance rather, for me to say that as she comes down, Ashrin is ashen. She has tear stains on her face. Her eyes are red. She wanders over to the table as though in a trance. She steps next to you and just drops her head.
I don't understand it. How could he do this to us? I'm angry. I'm angry. I am. I don't understand.
What are you rambling on about, Ashrin?
This note! She throws a piece of paper on the table. You look at it, and you see it as a note written in the hand of Uthar, in which Uthar says, "My friends, I have been called by Heronius to another task. I can say no more, but know you will understand. I can only ask Ashrin, please forgive me."
Well, he was determined to charge off one way or another eventually, so I'm not that surprised.
Ashrin looks over at you like her fiery red hair tussles. "Watch your tongue, you strumpet! He was the best of us!"
Oh dear. Dear, life is full of disappointments. You should get used to it right about now.
She just looks away.
Ashrin. Do you blame him for following his god?
She looks around.
Don't play word games with me. I know the difference between following your god, Ogre, and abandoning. Never mind.
You, darling? Did you think he...
Have I not
had
told you already to
feelings for
shut
you?
your mouth, you tramp?
Darling, we
I
have
will
learned
not.
one thing.
Have you talked to her that way? We are a party. Now you will talk to us at a party, or we will not talk at all.
As Brim glowers, almost unintentionally, you see he kind of swells in his seat. Ashrin seems to shrink away from him. She drops her head.
I'm sorry. You're right, Master Rogai. Forgive me. I'm just. Forgive me.
I'm sorry. I have not been myself.
And he pushes away from the table.
Well, I'll be back. I need to go to my room.
You see Ashrin kind of gives him a furtive glance as he walks away. There was definitely some fear in her eyes as Brim swelled at the table. Then she grows silent. You see Osler Gundigut He comes shuffling over from behind the bar toward the table. He has tankards full of milk and ale. All of your breakfasts have already been set. Dahlia has put plates of lamb and eggs in front of each of you. And as he comes forward, he looks at you. He's a little more stooped over than you remember him being even just a couple of days ago. The joy when you came back from the boathouse, and certainly not as spry or tall as he was as Gimbal danced about the welcome wench. And as he walks over, he says, "Hi, well, I guess this morning is the day you leave us again. I've given my best fare, and I pray you'll return safe and hale."
Millie's going to turn to him, and she's going to be like, "Osler dear, may I inquire something from you?"
Oh, anything for you, my dear. What?
I was wondering perhaps if you knew a place where I could post a letter to someone.
Will they be traveling through Hamlet?
No, I need to send it to Kierland, Gratul.
Oh, it's unfortunate that Gareth left just 2 nights ago. He was headed there. But I do have access. There are men who come through carrying goods. If you leave it with me, it may not be on the morrow or the next, but soon enough I will make sure it reaches the recipient you intend.
Alright, so then she slides the letter out of her pocket and hands it to Osler and just places a little kiss on his cheek and says, "Thank you, dear. I appreciate it."
Yeah, he blushes even at his age just a little bit. He kind of smiles. He pats you on the cheek in a fatherly manner, and then he shuffles his way back behind the bar.
While this is taking place, Gimbal would like to, at a distance, basically just follow Brim and eventually go to his door.
All right, so you move your way upstairs. We'll transition to that. Ashrin, again, she's just very quiet, sitting at the table, watching what's happening. And you move upstairs. The sounds of the tavern grow into the distance. You find Brim's door, and as you knock, Brim, you hear,
One moment.
And you hear like a large shifting of weight in the room and not like footsteps.
You can open the door now.
Yeah, he'll open and he'll... Brim... What you doing?
As you look inside, there's a large tree trunk that has little by little been shaved down. And he's in there with like a knife continually going over and over again, looking like he's from some tree trunk that he got from who knows where. He's been creating a large club.
Well, that's like bigger than me. That's... wow.
If we measured everything in gimbals, that would take...
That is true. That is... But it would be cool. But do you mean little gimbal, regular gimbal, or big gimbal?
I only know little gimbal. The other gimbal I saw before had too much milk, or so I heard.
Yes. Yes. And this whole time he's just trying to bring some kind of smile, a grin, or
a bit of levity. Yeah. No, so, and actually you can tell looking at this looks like the trunk of one of the trees that Brim felled in the forest. He salvaged a bit that had not been pounded to a pulp. And I really love this idea. This may be a thing in the campaign. This is OOC. Moving forward, I may say that a horse is 4 gimbals high. I think that's a great unit of measurement for us to work with. Sorry, go ahead, resume.
Yeah, so, are you almost done with that? It looks pretty good. I wouldn't want to get hit by it.
Yeah, me neither. I think I'm just about done with it. I'd love at some point to get metal bands around different parts of it to really cause some damage.
And he kind of trails off.
Oh yeah, I hear that metal bands have a pretty good sound to them too if you get them wrapped around there just right.
I've never heard that, but
Yeah, you hit them just right on the. I really don't know.
oh, okay.
I'm just trying to make things up now.
I think I scared her, Ashrin.
Yeah, is that what's bothering you? Is that why you came up here?
Yeah. I don't like scaring people. Makes me feel weird.
I suppose it might be the same, and you see Gimbal, he'll pull up his green coat sleeves, leaving his white sleeves down. I suppose it's about the same as when I go into areas. People don't seem to, I don't. They seem to think that they can scare me. They seem to think that it's, yeah, I don't mean big ones like you, I just mean anyone, because everyone's bigger than me. You know, but there's a difference when there's things to be done and things just happen sometimes.
I just didn't like the way she was talking to Millie. It wasn't okay.
Yeah, you know, to be honest, I was actually about to cast a spell on her, so it's probably better than you were about to see her eye just gloss over and be so confused, but
What spell?
it makes it really hard to think, and it be like their minds get cloudy and they don't know what to do for a little while.
All right, so hold right there. We're going to switch back to the rest of the party. So we're going back down into the inn. Ashrin leans over to you, Lilith, and she says,
What about the last Yilia, whose locket we found? Do you think we should we say something to her before we leave?
I think Gimbal has the locket. I think we were going to stop before we headed out. I'm pretty sure.
she just nods and goes back to her plate. It's almost patently obvious that she is sensitive to those who have suffered loss. Like she keenly feels this herself, and as she expresses it to you, it's obvious what she's doing. Thank you so much for our 2 new followers. I think we are like 7 away. It's gonna be so exciting. All right.
Is she just? So what does she do? She's just eating?
Yeah, she's kind of more picking at the plate. You see, she's not really that much into it. She just kind of picks at the lamb and eggs and kind of looks around the room. Her eyes are red rimmed and swollen. Thank you for the sub, Celtic Boar 13.
Ashrin, where did you find this note?
It was on the floor. He slid it under my door before he left.
Did you happen to see him before you left?
Do you think I would not have grabbed his coat and... No, I did not see him. It was there when I woke up. He left before the sun rose.
Millie?
Sorry, I was... What's up? What do you need from me, darling? Sorry, I was having a moment. Hello, I'm here.
That's okay.
Likely she was thinking about Galen again.
No, I'm not lovesick like you are, darling. Don't push me more.
Her head drops boom, roasted. She has nothing further to say. She's done talking.
Perhaps we should go check on Grim.
I agree. Let's.
Ashrin, I think it's best if you stay here. We'll come and get you before we leave.
She doesn't even look up. She just nods, sniffling.
You know, I thought about being nice to her for half a second, but I changed my mind.
Call.
The feeling passed.
no empathy for this poor young lady. She's healed all of you. All right, anyway, thank you so much to Phantom NJ for gifting 4 subs, or gifting a sub. Thank you so much. And congrats, NPC Voices, on your gift sub.
Hey.
All right. All right, so what's everyone doing?
I think Lilith and I are going to go upstairs and see what's keeping Brim and Gimbal. See how if Brim's okay.
All right, so we'll switch back to Brim and Gimbal. This party loves to split more than any party I've ever had. It's good. It keeps a DM on his toes. I like it. All right, so back to your room, and you were talking about the spell, Gimbal.
Yeah, it makes the mind a little cloudy. It makes it so they can't really focus on what they're doing. Basically, it might have just temporarily shut her up.
Is everything okay in here?
Oh, Millie. Yeah, come. Yeah, we weren't talking about you. Come on in.
As you look in the room, you do see the giant, pretty much lumber piece that he's just slowly carving as they talk.
Oh,
He said that it's a gimbal long.
It's at least 4 or 5.
I was going to say it looks much longer than a gimbal.
Yeah, yeah.
3
At
gimbals.
least 3.
I think 3 gimbals.
3
Three
gimbals
gimbals.
is about right.
Now, is this a small gimbal or a regular gimbal or?
I asked him that
big-
too. He didn't really know, so we're going with a standard size.
I think standard is the best way. Standard gimbal is the easiest way to
The
measure.
GSU Gimbal Standard Unit.
Yeah.
I have a great idea. Gimbal,
Yeah.
stand up.
And I'm
Gimbal
gonna
quickly stands up.
Come with me.
Okay, I'm
we're
coming.
gonna have to go outside. I start carrying the piece of lumber down the
I'm just
stairs
gonna
outside.
follow and see
Follow.
what's going on because I'm really curious about what's happening here.
All
Is
right.
it possible for Gimbal to jump on Brim's back and ride it again?
Like
So
a
you
flea,
That's up to Gimbal. I mean, that's up to Brim.
like
Yeah.
a flea to a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, basically.
So you scale. It's actually easier now. The studs on the leather armor give you little handholds. You scrabble up quickly, and now you're sitting atop his shoulders. And yes, we've already made all of the Beyond Thunderdome Master Blaster comments in previous sessions, so let's just move on. I like to limit the anachronisms. All right, so you head outside. I'm not going to pull the minis over here because frankly they're out of my reach right now and I don't want to work on it. But you're outside the welcome wench. It is a crisp autumn morning. The sun is, probably a gimbal and a half above the skyline, and there is a nice chill breeze flowing through the town. Several people look at you again. You see the same thing you've seen before. You're immediately recognizable now in Hamlet. Several pass by. Oh, good on you. Thank you so much for all you've done for us. You look all the best. We are so grateful to you.
Alright.
So how tall is it?
I'm gonna put the piece of timber down because the top of it's pretty much finished. It's just the handle that I'm working on now. And so he puts it up and he's like,
Okay, now stand against the club.
Oh, okay. And he'll climb back down, and then he'll stand up.
I pull the knife out, and once he stands, I'll mark it at his height.
And they'll be like, if we have the chance and we're not leaving till tomorrow, you can use one of your spells, right?
I mean, yeah, I could, yeah.
I mean, I need to mark it for a bigger gimbal size.
and then little gimbal size, and then we could use that as an increment. I get it. I like it.
I mean, yeah, yeah, I can do that. I'll do that.
And we're attacked tonight. And okay, then once he does it, I'll mark top, and once he goes lower, I'll mark bottom.
Yeah, I can't do that all right now, but
Oh, okay. We'll do that another time then.
Yeah.
Okay, another time.
Another time.
And a bit of
Standard
sap
size
too.
gimbal's good.
He's got roots in that.
All right. Well, I think we should probably get our things together and actually head along.
oh yeah. So are we going to? We talked before. We're going to head to the farm, or are we just going to head to the mountains? If we head to the mountains, can we stop by Brother Smith first with the map?
Yes, we could definitely do that. Let's go stop by Brother Smith and see if he might be able to tell us a little more about that area.
And Brim, they're dwarves. They're not dirty dwarves.
I thought they were nasty dwarves.
Nasty dwarf. Well, whatever. They're dwarves.
To be clear, the map said filthy dwarves.
Oh, they're.
Lilith will pull the map out and unravel it so that the group can see and point that it actually does say filthy dwarves.
So as you're talking through the map, you actually see Lieutenant Galen, he comes riding up on a horse, and he has a woman on a horse behind him. She has a cloak pulled over her head. She's wearing browns and grays, and she has a longbow slung over a shoulder and a sword at her hip. As Galen trots up, I should probably kill the inn music. We're not in the inn anymore. As Galen comes up to you, kind of trots up nearby, and he says, he looks. As soon as he looks at Millie, he blushes. I mean, he can't even help himself now, and he kind of drops his head and he says, "Good morning to you all. Are you prepared to set out?"
Good morning, Lieutenant. I think that we might be ready soon.
Gimbal will knock at Brim's knee for him to like bend down to him. Is that a filthy dwarf? Pointing at the Galen.
I would say not, but I don't know what to do in this situation. I feel kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, a little bit.
Galen, clearly confused by this and still flustered by even the presence of Millie. He can barely string a sentence together around her, and he says, "Here, I have brought our best ranger." He kind of nods. The woman trots her horse forward. She pulls her hood back, and she's got brownish hair, sort of medium complexion, very pleasant face. And he says, "This is Ryam. She knows these hills and these mountains like the back of her hand. She knows each nook and cranny. She is a master of this land." She kind of just nods quietly, gives you a almost sardonic smile, and says, "So where are we going?"
We need to head to a place called Rockhall in the Kron Hills. There's a strange, what seems to be orc fort near the dwarven settlement there.
Lieutenant Galen said you had a map of some kind?
I do.
Yes.
As she's like holding it out as they pulled up, but she'll just kind of roll it up and just hand it. Is she on a horse?
Yeah, she is.
On a horse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
she's on a horse.
she'll hand it up to her.
All right.
Wait. Why are we so willing to trust her?
Galen kind of gives you a
she
look.
works for Rufus and Bone. They've been the ones paying us all the money, and I'd rather keep this line of credit flowing, okay? So, yeah, I think we should trust her.
Okay.
And, you know, we can deal with people that are not trustworthy, after all.
As Gimbal says that, like, as she was kind of handing it out, she, like, hesitantly pulled it back a bit and then, like, brings it forward again and hands it over.
All right. So she takes the map, kind of looks at you like you've lost your mind. She unravels it a bit and she looks at it. You see, she almost like she's counting silently to herself. "I can find this place.
Good.
But
I'm glad to hear that.
these will be of no use." You see, she dismounts. She slides off her horse. She hands the reins to Galen. "The Kron Mountains are no place for a horse to be brought through. The ground is rocky and loose, and it's easy to hobble your mount. We'll be better off on foot."
Very well. That makes sense to me.
Brim celebrates. And Galen says, "Is there anything else you'll need before you... I didn't mean... Well, anything else I can do? Just... good luck."
Just leave, please.
He kind of shakes his head. He turns the horse, gathering the other horse behind him. And he trots down. You see he's shaking his head as he trots down the road.
Okay, well... perhaps, do we still want to go by Brother Smith and see if he can tell us anything else about the dwarves there, or should we just continue on now?
That is his kin.
So Ryam looks at you and she says, "I'm confused. Why would we see the dwarves? This is several miles to the east of Rockhall. Are we not headed toward the mark on the map?
or are we headed to Rockhall? Perhaps I misunderstood.
On the map, aren't they close to each other?
About 15 miles from what Smith had told us when we spoke to him.
If 15 miles among the Kron Hills and Lortimer Mountains are close to you, I suppose so, but it's a solid league or more.
Okay. I've never been to the mountains before.
I suppose we could ask when we come back.
Are you never been to the mountains before? Are you a swamp gnome?
No.
Ooh, she's sassy too. That's what Lilith will say as she kind of leans over to Millie.
No, Ryan looks like you don't even feel like it's a jibe. Like she's genuinely perplexed, like this gnome that says he's never been to the mountains.
Well then, do you think we should gather our things and the weeping cleric back there and get on the road?
Oh, I forgot about her. Let's go grab her.
Oh, I thought we were just leaving her. I'm bad.
So
Your choice.
I at least need to collect my things because, well, I would be a little short-handed without everything. So I walk back towards the welcome winch and I head in and gather my belongings.
All right, so you gather your belongings. You see that Ashrin is still sitting at the table. She looks despondent. She barely acknowledges you as you walk in.
I'm just gonna let her mope a little while.
Okay. All right. You head upstairs. You gather your stuff. Everything is in order. Anyone else doing anything as Millie does this?
Nope. I think I'm ready to go.
Need to finish up that handle, so I'll try and do a rush job of that.
Do you need help? Brim? Is there any way I can help you?
I'm just shaving a log. So...
That sounds like a euphemism I'm not familiar with. Let's just move on.
No!
Sorry, I couldn't. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, I don't know.
Ironious.
So yeah, he's going to try and pretty much finish up his great club. Which, speaking of which, would this just be a normal great club, not like a crappy great club?
Yeah, I'll say with the craftsmanship you have, this will be like what you had before, but absent the -1 that you had previously on your club. Thank you for the 4-month sub, Atris Minis. We appreciate that, and you're going to be hearing more about Atris very soon. Amazing mini painter. He's incredible. All right, so soon you've got all your stuff, Millie. Everyone's gathered outside. Ashrin just trails behind you as you walk out. She has a small sack over her shoulder. Her head is down.
Cheer up, dearie. It doesn't do well to stare at your feet. You never remember where you're going.
She bites her tongue like she's about to say something, and she glances over at Brim, and she just grows quiet and drops her head again.
All right. And so out on the road, and I guess we meet up with our new ranger friend here. I believe we are all set and ready to go.
She's waiting for you. She says, "Are we headed to the hills then?"
Yes.
She nods. "Let's be off then." So she takes and she starts walking. She leads you to the east of town, and you head off on the road. And again, we'll bring up the map for everyone's viewing pleasure. I never waste an opportunity for a gratuitous Anna B. Meyer map. And we are, of course, in the area here, right of Valuna, beneath Thurundi, on the Kron Hills. Right, hey, thank you so much for the host, Wiley Hobbit. And of course, we are in the absolutely legendary area of Hamlet. We've already had encounters in previous sessions around the Kron village here. The party has been revisited the Moat House 40 years later, and now they are headed southwest. She leads you on this road to the southwest, kind of trailing along the edge of the Kron Hills. So clearly you can correspond. This rock hall to the filthy dwarves that are on the map that you found drawn in the moat house. As you head south on the road, there's sort of idle banter and chatter. Asherin seems to sort of perk up a bit. The day continues to ebb on. There is still, even in this fall time, there's a nice presence of birds, lots of wildlife, the fresh air. Even as much as you enjoyed being inside the Welcome Wench and in Hamlet, there is something exhilarating about being back on the road. Ryam looks over her shoulder. We should be able to reach just past Gallows Corner by evening time, but we won't stop there. It's not a safe place right now. Many things going on. We'll camp along the road on the south part of the foothills.
What is going on in Gallows Corner?
There seems to be a lot of unrest. Something has happened in Narwhal, and it's spread. We've seen the headhunters of Narwhal have been all over this region looking for someone.
Yes.
I think we just best stay out of any of those villages.
We came across the headhunters of Narwhal actually on our way back to Hamlet from the moat house.
She looked surprised.
Recently. Yes, they were in search of a man called Yaj Tox, and apparently he is one of quite the criminal element. But they weren't able to find him. They sounded like they had been searching for him for quite some time.
Interesting. I've not heard that name before, but well enough. So as you're traveling along the road, we move past noon. Each of you consume a day's rations. So whatever you have, go ahead and remove those from your inventory. It's a pleasant day to travel. It's very nice outside. While it's autumn, it's patchwall. But by the time you get to midday and early afternoon, it's quite pleasant. The breeze is cooling, and you're walking along. I'm gonna let the party. Okay, thank you so much, Kiegia. Those in particular seem to sometimes get a bit louder than I want, and I love it when our viewers help me with that, because I rewatched an episode a few weeks ago, and it drove me nuts. So thank you so much. So as you're traveling on the road, I'm going to give the players a chance to talk amongst yourselves as I prep something on the table.
So Millie's gonna actually take out her new dagger that she got from Gareth, and she's just kind of going to play with it a little bit absent-mindedly, just like getting the feel for it, and then just kind of, passing a comment here and there to Lilith, asking her about the trees and the plants and things, and just trying to pass kind of general conversation, like, have you seen places like this? Is this at all similar to where you're from?
Kind of, not really. The Grove is more somewhere that's similar to where I'm from. I like it out here, but sometimes it can be a bit much. It's nice to get back to the Grove every now and then, just to kind of decompress.
I could understand that. It's a little more enclosed. And there's something very peaceful about the Grove.
I should take you there.
Well, I visited with you once. The Grove,
Again.
at least.
We can go again.
Yes, of course.
And then Lilith will go in her pockets again, and then she'll uncap that pot that smells like flowers, and she'll just put a little dab behind each of Millie's ears.
And Millie jumps a little bit, still surprised by just the general, free, reach of Lilith, having no, sense of the, social social norms that Millie had been trained in growing up. So it's just always a little bit jarring, but she's starting to get used to it.
And then she'll put again just like the floral one just behind one ear, and then cap it and put it in her pocket, and then take the one that smells like sweets and put it behind the other ear, and then put it back in her pocket.
All right. And so as you do all this, you are still traveling along the road. And again, just to remind all of our viewers, and of course we have the new member of the party. This is Ryan. She leads at the front, quite cautious. You see as she picks her way among the rocks, she's deft of foot and clearly knows this terrain. You're getting into the foothills now as late afternoon goes by. You ignore the road that passes off toward Gallows Corner. And then as it gets close to dusk, she cuts off directly from the road into the foothills of the Kron Hills. You can see... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, as we start moving into the hills, Millie's going to be more on the lookout than she was like when we were out on the open road. I'm going to be kind of keeping an eye all about me, spying around, seeing...
All right. And let me know if you're okay with this party order that I have. I have, of course, Ryan, the ranger, leading the party. And then I have Brim and Millie right behind. There's certainly room to go two abreast here. And then I have Gimbal and Ashrin and Lilith sort of toward the back of the party. You can move any of that around if you wish to.
I mean, Lilith would probably be a little closer to me because we were just talking as we've been walking, so...
All right.
We can put Ashton in the back.
Ashrin in the back.
Where she belongs. I'm just joking.
Wow. We're going to see how much healing you get from this cleric. And oh, Hagar the Horrible. So good to see you. Thank you for the sub. This is a good time for me to just do a quick shout out. Thank you, everybody. We are... just, I think, 5 followers a day. I think we're sitting at 495. We're going to be giving away tonight a set of these dice. If you're a follower, you get sort of an advantage on the giveaway. These dice are from our new sponsor, Dice Envy, and these are their alpha set, limited edition, just a few of these remaining, and we're going to give those away. And then if we hit, when we hit our 500th follower, tonight we're going to give away a signed copy of the Orth Journal, signed by the editor-in-chief, Christoph. And then I may just get excited and give away a mug or a Blue Box t-shirt or some other stuff. So if you're watching us right now and you haven't given us a follow, if you're following and you haven't subbed, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Give us a follow. All right. So back onto the road. And as you're traveling along, you kind of, you keep your eye out. You definitely see that it becomes more obscure. The hills get slightly taller. They're still covered with greenery. There are spots of barren rock, but in most places there's lichen and short grass that are covering.
For one thing, I most likely would have had Gimbal on my shoulder.
Yeah.
As well as if it's okay, I would have liked to have go towards the back of the party.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Follow up in the rear.
All right. So we'll put Brim toward the back, Ashrin in front, and Gimbal atop his shoulders. I won't attempt that at the moment, but that's where he is. All right.
As I shift to go back, I'm going to reach into a sack and pull out one of those pastries that I still have, because it wasn't taken by the child. Okay. And he'll offer one to Ashrin as he walks by.
You sort of try to lightly tap her, but it's a good solid thunk on her shoulder with your finger. You're still learning to control that. She starts a bit. she looks over her shoulder. What did I do now? I've not done anything to yogurt.
Would you like a pastry?
She seems a bit suspicious. She reaches out hesitantly.
They're mighty yummy. You should take it. They're pretty good.
She takes the pastry from you. She sniffs it cautiously. And she says, well, I thank you then.
No problem.
Tilts her head and she begins eating it as you're traveling along. I need everybody to go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
All right.
Quickly before, as
16?
you were... Oh.
Okay.
No, sorry.
That's okay. Did you roll bad again, Josh?
Of course I did.
Okay. Well, as you're setting that up, quickly, as you're giving her Ashern a sweet roll, you'll feel Lilith kind of like pop up in between like your side and your arm, and she'll kind of look up at you and be like, "Do you have any more of those?"
I was holding the bag by the lip of it, and I just let go part of it, and so it fully falls open as I'm handing it to her, and this conversation's going on. There's I have 3 more in that bag.
Okay, so as you drop it, she'll grab it in her hands and like immediately pull one out. She won't look at what it is, and she'll just start eating.
As you're doing this, fantastic, and Asherin, she seems to be lightening up a bit. And Millie, you're sort of keen ear. At the same time, you see Ryam. She turns her head, and you can hear whistling coming to the right. Kind of a pleasant little melody.
Did you want the rest of those rolls, John?
That sounds... Do you hear that? Does anybody hear that? Am I going crazy? I hear whistling off in the distance.
I rolled a 4, so I don't hear nothing.
Oh, I rolled a 17.
when she calls it out, because she was toward the front, and Gimbal, you were a little bit toward the back, so that's why your 17 didn't hear it as quickly as her 16 did.
Cool.
But when she calls your attention to, was that a little community there? Cool. You hear the same thing. There's some whistling coming off in the wooded area to the right. Perhaps around this rock and behind this tree.
Do you know of anybody who would be in these hills, Ryan?
She shakes her head. No one with any sense at all to be whistling like that. There are dangerous creatures here. She starts kind of peeking around the corner. As she moves around the corner, what's everyone else doing?
I'm going to follow.
So if I'm understanding the layout of this, there's this slight hill or raise to
your right.
Our right. Hey, Brim, can you set me up there? And I'll go over top as you guys go around.
Hey, Dan, what is the race of our ranger?
She's human.
She's
sorry.
human? Okay.
Yeah, sorry I wasn't clear on that.
Wondering.
Yeah, sure. If you want, I can try and get you higher on the ledge with the club.
Yeah, if you could get me up there.
Yeah, so it's no trouble at all. It's only a few feet above, and so you lift Gimbal up onto the hillside, and Gimbal, you can clearly hear the whistling now. It's somewhere just over this ridge behind this tree.
And I just I want to peer over the edge kind of thing, being conscious of where the party is at, and maybe even end up ultimately behind this thing if it's not too threatening without them knowing I'm there.
All right, so go ahead.
That's his ultimate goal.
Yeah, okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me, please.
Okay.
He's actually got pretty decent stealth.
Yeah. Stealth. Skills. Stealth is a 26.
26. All right. So as Gimbal is creeping up, again, Ryam, she's kind of moving slowly around the corner. Millie, you said you were following.
Yes.
Asherin just follows behind Lilith. Lilith and Brim, what are you both doing?
I'll get closer to the rock, like edge closer to the rock.
Okay.
Following behind as well. Yeah.
All right. So you edge closer to the rocks. Gimbal, as you creep up, just barely getting to the edge of the rocks. As you do so, you hear the whistling. It continues, but you can almost detect it changes in note just a bit. And you get close to the edge. As you peer over, you see there's a single human. He's got dark skin, swarthy sort of skin, medium brown, with dark hair slicked back. And he's sitting there with a dagger and a whetstone. He's wearing black leathers with a cloak, and he's just sharpening the dagger. As you come over the ridge, he calls out,
You are a quiet gnome, I give you that, but you are not going to sleep upon Yaj.
Very well. Well met, my sir. And he'll just keep going and engage in kind of a hopefully intellectual type of. He called him out, so.
All right. So what?
Well met, sir. And what did he say his name is?
He said Yaj.
Gosh.
Yaj. Nice to meet you, Yaj. How are you liking this area?
You wish to make idle banter with me? Why don't you come down to my camp here and we can talk, gnome? And tell your
Sounds
friends,
good.
I heard them coming from a mile away. They make more noise than a herd of camels.
Yeah, I know. I tried to teach them, but it's just tough.
So as you all,
What race is he?
so you see, he looks like he's Reni. So he is, he's human, but he looks like he's from the Reni with that swarthy skin, dark hair, sort of wide-set brow and face. He kind of leans back a bit as you walk over.
What is it that brings you to these hills, my friends?
All right, everyone, come on over here. This is my good friend Yaj. So,
As you come up, you see again, his oils or his leathers are well oiled, clean, almost to a meticulous standard. He has a small satchel beside him. He stops with the whetstone. He doesn't just put it away. He flips it in the air, opens his pouch. It drops in effortlessly. He cinches it with one hand, spins the dagger, and it vanishes up his sleeve.
Welcome, all my friends. What brings you here to these hills?
We have our business here, like I am sure you have yours.
My business is simply staying one step ahead of those that would seek me out to do me harm. But Yaj always does this. No one catches Yaj.
We seem to have at least come across you.
To come across is a different thing than to catch, but you can catch me anytime you like.
No, thank you.
He kind of winks at you very lewdly.
Thankfully, she has standards.
Safari said Ricardo Montalban.
Millie kind of turns a little smile to Bram, like, you know what's up.
this whole during this time that he's engaging them, especially with Gimbal, I would imagine close. He invited him into the camp.
Yeah,
So
you're right there. You're just a couple feet away.
looking to see if I could understand how he made the knife disappear, if it was a mechanism or an illusion, and seeing if I can spot anything.
Yeah, remind me of your perception. I don't have that right in front of me right now. What's that number?
Perception is a +4.
Yeah, actually, you had a good vantage point on this. In fact, it's almost as though he flourished it towards you intentionally. As he tossed it in the air, it vanished. You saw there was a leather a sort of sheath that was bound to his forearm. The dagger just slid into underneath his outer sleeve.
Sorry, DM, is there any particular smell that I catch in the air?
Good question. Yes, you actually smell something that is, it smells like a strongly pungent and aromatic cologne.
Okay, cool. Just a tool. Awesome.
Too much ass.
Don't get mad at me, Jay. He kind of leans back and he says,
So, again, what is it that brings you here? I've told you what I am doing. I am staying ahead of those that would seek to catch Yash, and I only allow the ladies to catch me. But what is it that you are doing here?
Oh, gracious. Like I said, we have our own business here, and it is none of yours.
So be it then. I'll be on my way.
Right, Yash.
He stands up. You see he kind of flourishes his cloak. He's got a dark cloak. It moves strangely. It looks almost silken in the way that it moves in the light breeze. You see he's got black boots that match his black leathers, and he's got a long sword that's curved strapped to his hip. He spins around with the sack, slings it over his shoulder effortlessly, and he looks up at you, still sort of on the hill right above him. What is it, my short friend?
Well, I mean, kind of a couple things, I guess. One, I mean, I know our lady friend here, not that one, pointing at Millie, but pointing at the other one. That one, she knows this area pretty well, but you seem to also know it well. So, have you seen anything around here going on?
He says, "Oh, you misunderstand me. Yash does not know this area well. I simply make my home wherever I find it. But I will say that, yes, I did see something interesting. There is a fool of a knight. He's perhaps a mile ahead, tromping through the hills with his horse, making all the racket you can possibly imagine. I'm surprised he's not been overcome by orcs or hobgoblins already now."
Yeah, that's not very smart to bring a horse into the mountains. Who would do that? You lose your mount and everything. That's stupid.
You are right, sir. But surprisingly, he seems to still have his mount intact. A matter
Also,
of time.
if I may, and he'll pull up his green coat sleeves, leaving his white ones down. Could I ask you to show me how you did what you did?
He laughs. You wish to learn the secrets of Yash. Okay. Very simple. This is a parlor trick, gnome. You should be able to do this quite easily.
You see he shakes his hand. The dagger slides out, flips in mid-motion. He holds it by the handle, and then he does it for you again. He flips the dagger up. It spins 3 times. As he moves his hand, the outer sleeve kind of puffs open, and you see it just kind of slides right along into the holster, the sheath rather. And he,
as he's been doing his whole performance, Millie has actually pulled her flask out and just started taking sips from it, like.
That is really impressive. I am definitely going to practice that one, and hopefully not die. One more question, and I'll let you go. I really appreciate it.
I grow
Do you
weird.
have some kind of calling card, some kind of marking to identify you that we could find you?
Have you never heard the name of Yash Dogs?
No, should I have?
I would think so. Telling my name far and wide is the greatest skill that Yash Dogs has. No, this is not right, no. Giving pleasure to the ladies. This is the greatest skill that Yash Dogs had. Telling my name far and wide. This is my second greatest skill. I am surprised if you have not heard me.
Maybe that's why I haven't heard you. But anyways, thank you. And he'll just join the party.
okay. With that, he steps up. You see he kind of twirls what looks like a bone scroll case in his hand, smirks, throws it in his pack, gives you a wink, Millie, and starts walking to the other side of the hill.
That's got to be the worst criminal I've ever seen in my entire life. And Gimbal, if you're looking for a calling card, I'm pretty sure you can smell it forever.
I know, I just gotta ask. But I mean, between his name, his arrogance, and that was a cool trick, though. Can you do that?
Probably, but I don't feel the need to be so showy. I like subtlety.
Yeah, you do.
Are you making that face in real life, Grim, or is that OOC?
That was
Grim.
character.
Anyway, we should probably go find that knight or whatever before he gets himself killed.
All right.
Or we can just let him be the bait so we don't get killed.
That's a good idea too. But
Do you think it's Uthar?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
might be.
It sounds like Uthar.
It does.
Does. He was determined to
Making haste.
go places.
On a horse.
Making noise.
Yes.
That all checks out, actually.
Okay, so right there, we're going to take our pause. We're perfect on time tonight. We're going to take a break, and a thank you to all of our viewers. Thank you so much. We're already up to 496. We're just 4 followers away from 500. We're going to hit that tonight. We're going to blow past it. As a reminder, we are giving away, for sure tonight, a set of our brand new sponsors, Dice Envy, because you can never have enough dice, and that will be a set of these amazing white sort of infinity symboled or motion symboled dice, Kickstarter rare copies of those. So Dice Envy giveaway coming up just a little bit later in the stream, and this will be a shorter night tonight. This is our every other week stream where one of our players has to get to work just a bit early, and so we'll be giving those away pretty early tonight. And then also, when we hit our 500, we're giving away another signed copy of the Orth Journal, and I'm probably going to give away. Actually, I've got an idea of what I may give away. It may be something that only one other person in the world has at this point, and I may give that away tonight. So we'll see. But we need to get to that 500. So we take short breaks here. Shouldn't be more than 6 or 7 minutes, and we'll be right back after the break. Yaj talks. You hear him whistling again as he disappears off around the hills. The smell of his cologne quite strong, wafting in the breeze, and you hear him kind of laughing as though he has a private joke that he's told that none of you have caught. And with that, Blue Box will take a break. Don't leave us during the break. We're going to be right back, and then we're going to have our giveaways coming up, and also some very fun things still to come on the stream. Thanks to all of our players, all of our followers and viewers. You guys are awesome. Blue Box on break. Be right back.
The mic's still hot?
Yeah, mics stay hot during the break.
But now we can just hang out.
Yeah, so you can chat with our viewers. They can hear you speak ill of the DM. They can hear you
Man,
mock.
that DM, he's the worst.
You can,
Gosh, what a DM.
they can hear you mock my Ricardo Montalban PC, which I love it. Like, I love all the different, because I've been accused also, and I see it when they, or I hear it when they say it. Sometimes some of my, my, especially like certain types of common, not common in that sense, but like your standard ladies in the town sound like clips from Monty Python. I know that too, so I own it. It's just what I do. But thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the break. I'll put the counter up, and thanks for the follow. Rolls with advantage.
I'm being repressed. Allie.
Millie,
Yes.
when you said that's got to be the worst criminal I've ever seen, I only heard it as the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Good. That's what I was going for.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Ah, there it is.
But also, that guy was made of cheese. Literal cheese.
Nah. If you made a cheese, Brim would have loved him.
That's true.
It's funny when Millie was drinking from her flask. In this last time when Brim went to Federum's, he picked up a clay jug of milk, and so he was like, you were sipping on your flask, he was sipping on his milk, and was like,
Hey, do you know Ali B, Terry? Do you know Ali B?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Ali B has been a follower of ours for a while. Good to see you again tonight. And you know our mystery player, who may
Yes,
not be a
yes.
mystery too much longer. Hey, Nihilist _ 46, welcome.
Yuri!
Yuri's here.
It's Yuri!
Love how me and Josh are like trying to quickly eat.
Put all the food in the face, quick.
I'm still eating donuts.
I've got pizza, so we're doing great.
I bought a box of like 12 gourmet donuts yesterday.
Nice. Well, it fits with Lilith eating all the pastries. You know,
I was like, pastries? Who's not pastries?
you could do it in character right now.
Oh. Should I go get the box? That's a good idea. I've eaten an undisclosed amount of donuts. I'm not going to say how many.
More than one, less than 6.
More than 1, less than 12.
I'm gonna say 8 is my guess.
You ever, like, you know those competition eaters, like the tiny little Chinese men,
Yes, I love them. They are my heroes.
right? They just like dip the hot dogs in like water, and then they can just like pack away.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
my dream. No one goes to dinner with me anymore because I eat them out of house and home.
I'm like the equivalent, but with donuts.
Have you ever had a shopper's donut?
A what?
A shopper's donut.
I'm Canadian, though. I don't think there's.
You
what does
should
that mean?
move.
I should move to the
yourself.
States.
No. You do not want to do that.
Okay.
You want to move your body here, pick up some shopper's donuts, and then head back.
She's eaten 11. That's what Amanda said. Maybe? Who's judging me?
Get out of here with
Hey,
your...
so what kind of donuts are they? Are they just really good? Like, why are they so delicious? What makes
They're about that big, that like tall in size, and then about that round.
Oh.
They're just fluffy, squishy donuts that you bite into them, and it's like biting into like a sugar cloud, and it is the best.
I love donuts. Hang on. Let me see if I can find you the
You
list.
can find me. I'm right here.
I know.
Oh, Dad.
Question for you, Josh.
Yes, sire.
Did you notice what I was eating? I was doing it for you.
Cookies?
Oh, dang it.
But I could. Yeah, I was eating cookies.
Pie?
Yes. No, it was cookies.
What kind of cookies is
I
it?
couldn't finish the pun because it spoiled like 3 days ago.
Oreo.
With
Milk.
Malk.
yeah, but I didn't have milk, so I was just eating Oreos.
Hey, hang on. I'm gonna go get that donut. Hang on. You guys keep talking about it for a second.
So I got another question.
Yes.
In session 5,
Yes.
did we split?
Did we split the party?
Yeah, we did, right?
During,
That's what-
yeah. We've
Has there
split
been a
the party
session
every
where we
single
didn't
session.
split yet?
There we go.
Except for session 0, I'm pretty sure. Well, actually,
Yeah.
we did.
No, we
because
did split the party session 0 too, because some of us went there and some of us stayed by the thing.
Yeah.
Halia and Brim went to check out the thing, and then we followed after them. But
Don't
yeah,
you say that name.
Generally speaking, I'm not counting sessions.
Oh, yeah.
there. But that makes 1, 2, 3, 5. So for today's stat, for all those who are still listening, during this wonderful break time of it, I don't know, I lost it there. But there have been, from session 1 to current, there have been 9 party splits.
Yeah.
Have you
it's-
counted how many times John has dropped our characters?
What do you mean dropped our character?
knock them
Like
over.
as he's tried
yeah.
to move them and
Yeah,
he's
give me a
knocked them
second.
over? Can
Oh,
you count
no.
those?
Oh, that's such a cruel thing to track.
Gimbal is going to
I'm pretty
climb
sure
on
that
even
one
more
session
things.
alone was like 20 between like Brim
Okay,
and
you guys
Gimbal.
suck. Hey, you tried doing this. This is not easy stuff here.
I'm gonna mail you some
I call
tic-tac.
excuses.
And I believe the very first party split was actually Millie wandering off on her own in the middle of the night.
That was the
Right.
first party split, and
So
so
far,
close to ill-fated.
So far, there have been 3 unconsciousnesses. Unconsciousnesses.
I've been unconscious at least
Well,
a couple of times.
I assure you, if
Oh,
there continue
well,
to
then
be
I
that ratio of party splits, there will be more unconsciousnesses.
Oh, I'm sure.
I only have you down for 1.
Well, I was unconscious in 0 as well.
Oh, I'm not counting 0. That was
Yeah.
No, Zero's unconscious though. No, Zero's unconscious.
That'd be
No,
3 for
session
me.
0.
Oh, session 0. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
No, you got to count that. That was a great session. Jay did a great job on that.
I gotta go back and watch that then.
No, it has Halia. You don't need to watch it ever again.
Yeah.
One more little fun fact is Gimbal has not technically caused. Well, technically he has. He has not dealt. He has not. He's never rolled a damage roll. He's never dealt damage.
Yeah, well, your burning hands, you roll damage.
Oh, I'm sorry. 6 points of damage is all he's done.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What
That's
about
the
the
only time.
spiders?
Nope. No damage roll rolled.
Oh, right, they went right.
Yeah. 'cause
Right.
He color sprayed them and then they immediately incinerated them. He didn't need to roll for that. They were just.
There has been So that's what I call a death strike. There's been 3 death strikes.
Nice.
That's exactly right. All right. Oh, we got a followed. I didn't see that one Air Cobra. That must have been when I went upstairs to use the restroom. So that puts us at 498. Woo! Who's going to be our 500th follower? That's going to be fun. We'll have to write that one down. Whoever gets 500, that's going to make everybody wait now because no one's going to want to be 499. We'll write 499 and 500 down. And here we go because we like to be on time. We are right on time. And welcome back to Blue Box. So, just a quick recap. Our party is now venturing into the Kron Hills. It's getting toward dusk. You are led by Ryam. That's R-E-Y-E-M. There's a clue in there for some. Ryam leads you through these hills, which Galen has said that she knows these hills like the back of her hand. No one knows the lands as well as Ryam does. And she has proven to be an expert guide. You've left all your mounts, of course, that you had procured from the moat house back in Hamlet. So traveling is a bit slow. You've just met Yaj Tox. And Yaj was alternately charming and obnoxious and really sort of difficult to get a handle on. But he did teach Gimbal a new trick. And he was quite pleasant when you met him. Made no threatening efforts towards you at all. And so before we get started, reminder that tonight, we are giving away the dice set. I've shown those. Dice Envy, our new sponsor. We're going to give away an Orth Journal when we get 2 more followers. And we're probably going to give away, I think, something that only one other person in the world has tonight as well. With all that said, we now resume. And you're moving into the hills. So I'll bring that back up. You can look at your screen there. Whoop, not that one. It's this one. And you travel through the hills. It begins to get still not exactly dark, but it's sort of headed toward a dusk as you're traveling along the road. The birds grow a bit more quiet, and Ryan continues to lead you. She's very focused. You see her head constantly pivoting in all directions. Occasionally she stops. She smells the air. She'll cant an ear in a direction as she moves along.
I want to keep an ear and an eye out for this person that Yaj Talk spoke of, because it very well might be Uthar, and if he's wandering alone up here, that's a really bad idea.
I'd like to keep an eye behind us as we move.
Lilith will continue to eat her sweet rolls.
All right.
Millie, do you want a sweet roll?
Oh, I would love one. I haven't actually tried any of them yet.
Really?
Have
They're
it?
really good.
Well, I tend to keep my visits in shops fairly short, unfortunately.
Where's a sweet roll?
I mean, I've had one before a long time ago, but I've heard good things about the Federum ones.
A long time ago? That's too
Yep.
long. Lilith is almost like offended that she hasn't had a sweet roll in a long time. She'll look in her bag, and thankfully there is still one left, and she'll pass the bag over to Millie.
And I'll take it, and I will try it.
Actually, there's one left after that.
Shh, quiet! Ryan stops. She holds up a hand. Do you hear that? As she
I'm
holds you
listen.
up, she stops all of your chatter. You don't need to roll. You hear what sounds like some footsteps. You hear the sound of armor, and you also hear what sounds like a horse neighing in the distance.
I'm going to take what's left of the sweet roll that I've taken a couple bites of and stick it in my pocket for right now. And I'm going to say, that sounds really odd. Like, what is someone doing with a horse up here?
Shh! A fool, if I have any mind to it.
Can I stealth forward some to see if I can see who this is?
Sure, so Ryan looks at you, but she doesn't stop you. As you move forward, you see that there is a man sitting atop what looks like a very nice steed. He has sort of auburn hair swept back. He's wearing armor. He sits atop the steed. He's got a lance that's stuck in a socket in the saddle. He's got a long sword and shield across his back, and he comes riding into view. And let's welcome. So we know we have the ever mysterious Tim, who occasionally joins us tonight. We have the ever mysterious player, and this is our new PC. We're joined tonight by Terry. And Terry, I don't normally do this in the middle of a stream, but it's absolutely appropriate. You've been so patient. I nailed it. I told you an hour and a half. I didn't mean to do that exactly, but it was almost exactly how that worked out. So we're going to go quick OOC. Introduce yourself to all of our viewers. All the players already know you. Introduce yourself to all the viewers. Let's tell us a little bit about you. And then, when you're done with that, I want you to drop in character and describe what they see a little bit better than what I described.
Hi, name's Terry. I am a video game player for many years, and board game player since I was a kid. And I actually know Evelyn from a long time ago. And I'm just very excited about being here and participating in this. I'm going to keep it very simple.
Very good. Thank you. Now, describe what they see.
Yes. What you see before you, as I jump to my notes.
Go ahead.
I've got to find. There it is. The first thing you notice when you see me is the auburn hair, thick, shaggy, a bit wild. Muscular, fit, about 6'1". If you can see my eyes, they're a gray slate, and there's a confidence in my stature. I sit upon a horse. I am clad in armor, and at this point, I am looking around. The horse seems to be very well under my control as I sit there, and I'll leave it there.
All right,
Okay.
and so I'll just. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm the first person that's seen him, correct?
That's correct, and I will add. When he says the horse is well under his control, I'll remind you of the caution that even Ryam, who is as experienced a ranger or, as was pointed out by Steve, cartographer. Now that's a bigger hint for anybody that's missing it so far. You got to be pretty daft to still be missing it. And she, who did not even want. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you daft, Millie. I'm sorry.
I just got it.
All right. If anybody hasn't gotten Ryam, I'm gonna give it away now. Anna B. Meyer. M-E-Y-E-R. Anna B. Meyer. Oh, sorry. I guess Lilith also was slow on the uptake. Oh, you had it?
No, I have it. See, I wrote it on paper.
Anna B. Meyer, she makes all these incredible maps. Hold on, let me pull this back up here. So there's the Orc Journal. And I can't introduce a character like this and not show. This is her map. She is the most amazing Greyhawk cartographer in all of world history. And that's no disrespect to Darlene. There are many. Even Retro Gamer Meth, who's a great follower, he's got a cool cartography thing he's doing. But she has given what is a truly epic level of detail. This is the most realistic, detailed 4K map of all of Greyhawk. And so Anna B. Meyer, that is the anagram for anagram. Oh, let's go! I got bars that I'm a poet, didn't even know it. Bars. All right, so I've totally blown the stream, all the immersion. Please forgive me. I'm just having fun. This is what you're going to play with a geek, right? I'm a geek. So let's get back onto it. And so you're the first one to see him.
All right. I kind of can I see Ryam and the rest of the party?
Yeah, so you've got a good angle. Ryam's to your left, just ahead, as you see here. He's kind of he's more behind the tree here. It's not quite as I have it shown. Let me just kind of tilt it that way. That's a little better angle. Yeah.
Millie's gonna kind of crook a finger, and then put her finger to her lips to say, "Be quiet," because we don't know who this person is clearly. And once Ryan gets up, I don't recognize this person. I don't know what is going on.
Uh-oh, Brim's hood went up. Ryan, she looks at you. He's clearly both skilled as a horseman and an utter knave to be making such a racket in this area.
Well,
Brim?
perhaps we should approach with some caution.
Lilith will look at Brim. Do you smell anything?
All right, so as Brim inhales deeply, Shorewind, you see this very eclectic-looking group ahead of you. There is a female clad in browns and leathers toward the front, along with another female who is, even from this distance, you can see stunningly beautiful, with an ornate coat that she wears and a sort of a confident, almost swagger bearing to her. Immediately behind her, you see a massive half-ogre. Even with the cloak that he pulls over his head, you saw scars, and he has a gnome perched on his shoulder. And then you see what you think would be called a wild elf. You've heard of Greyhawk before, but you've never seen one. But she stands under 5 feet tall, dark of skin, fiery red hair that stands behind, and then a pallid, red-haired woman wearing a cloak who has, even to this point, still the red eyes and stains of tears on her face, and they're all watching you as you get closer.
What's the distance right now between us?
I'd say you're a good 150 yards apart. So they can hear you, you're visible, but not intimate yet.
So I'm gonna stop my horse. Who goes there? Speak!
Hey, Brim, will you put me down?
Sure. You want the rest of this sweet roll?
Yeah, absolutely. Stuff it in his mouth as he's being put down.
Cool. We're out of sweet rolls.
Okay. And Gimbal will walk to the front of the group, kind of like the little thing appearing from the crowd.
Just like
Here's our mob boss.
And just as he's about to be in the front of the group, he'll go ahead and cast Enlarge on himself. And he'll up to about 5 feet and goes, Regal here. Away with bolts. Who are you?
So you see this gnome. He's the gnome. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's horrible to do. I didn't mean to do that. But you see this gnome. He's dressed like a gentleman. He has a neatly buttoned vest. He has a hat upon his head. He has white sleeves showing. And as he's set down by this massive ogre, suddenly he inflates himself, and he's now standing 5 feet tall. And he says what he said.
I'm Shorewind Tessel.
And where do you reside from?
I am from Corwood. I'm in these lands in search of some beans. None of you look, indeed. None of you look like what I'm searching for, but as I can see from you, the small one who is no longer small, obviously you have magics.
What do you mean, beans? Why would you be here for beans?
To be more specific, I am searching for orcs. Have you seen any in this area?
small question, very quickly. How do orcs and beans relate to each other? Because I don't get the connection there.
I prefer not to share as much information. I don't know you people, and I don't know what your motives are.
At this
His horse
point,
kind
at
of
this
shifts
point,
almost aggressively. Sorry, I'm going to cut you. My timing's horrible tonight. Forgive me. The horse kind of shifts at Millie's tone. stomps, even without Shorewin saying anything, almost assuming an aggressive stance.
And his brain is calculating the time, and he's gonna run back to Brim real quick and say, Brim, you gotta mark it quick, it's gonna run out.
I do.
Get out my knife. I was thinking about the whole time. I was like, okay. I mark it on the shaft.
And then he'll back down to about 3'1" and go back to the front and say, you don't have to be all defensive with us, okay? Like, if there's a problem, you just gotta say it.
I apologize. It is not in my nature to be aggressive, but I have been searching for these orcs for some time. And honestly, this land is not something that I'm used to maneuvering with my steed here.
Yes, most hilly terrain is not well suited for large animals.
Ryam, she looks over to the ranger lady in the front, and she says, "Indeed, while I question your judgment, how have you done this? To bring a horse this far into the Kron Hills and not have hobbled it is quite remarkable."
My steed here, Winston, he has been with me for some time. I am well trained, both with him and trained how to travel over a variety of types of land. I apologize.
Ryam just
As I said, I am Shorewin, and I am a cavalier, and this... Nervous, sorry.
No, don't worry about
Don't be
it.
nervous,
You're
you're
doing
great.
like, I made you wait an hour and a half, and then I put you on the spot. Dude, just chill. We're having fun here. No need to worry. We're all among friends. You're doing great, dude. Just chill. You're doing great.
And as such, my steed has trained with me on a daily basis to be able to handle all sorts of vicious environments. And as such, though I'll be honest, he has not enjoyed these lands compared to some more flat and freedom riding areas. He has been able to keep himself under control, and we have done a manageable job traveling through these hills.
I would say it's more than manageable. Not wise, but quite expert.
Wouldn't you fare better if perhaps you led him on foot, rather than trying to ride atop him?
Indeed, he would not approve of that. We battle together as one, and as such, we must be prepared at all times.
So you're always riding your horse? Always?
Well, my young lady, I don't sleep on my horse, if that's what you're inferring.
Well, it sounded like you were rather unwilling to get off the horse, so I have to ask.
Do you wish me to step off of my horse?
It might be safer for your horse, that's all I'm saying.
My horse is rather capable. I worry not for him, but if it will make you more comfortable. And at that point, I glide off the horse deftly and stand next to Winston.
And so that's an understatement. So what you see, he's got scale mail armor on, heavily clad. Again, I already described the shield, the sword. The joust is stuck the lance rather, is stuck inside the horse's saddle. As he spins off, there's an elegance of movement, a familiarity born of many years. As you look at him, he looks like he might be late sort of 30 winters of age.
Does his armor look like it's like well kept and shiny?
So I'll answer that question, but he can embellish if he chooses. It looks polished. Everything about this man looks utterly regimented, clean, and absolutely perfect.
Okay, so Millie's going to actually move a little closer and go, well, aren't you the shiny platinum piece?
I love how she asked before she made a comment.
One must constantly keep their armor prepared in case of battle at any time. Would you not do the same?
And as you look at her, you see she is in a pristine, long green damask coat, and her leather armor that she wears underneath is very well kept. I am one who believes greatly in style, dear, so I understand that feeling.
As Sherwin?
Shorewin.
Yeah, as Sherwin gets off his horse, Lilith will curiously walk very cautiously towards his horse.
And I notice that immediately out of the corner of my eye. Be careful there. Shorewin does not appreciate others coming near him.
She's very good with animals.
I have no doubts. And you can see when he says that he has many doubts.
Lilith will tilt her head and look very curiously at him, and then looking up at his hair, and she'll kind of like nod because his hair is all wild just like hers, and she's like, yeah, like nice. Like your hair.
I don't interrupt too often, but every once in a while I like it when that's what I see in chat. Phantom NJ just asked if Shorewin referred to himself in the third person. Bravo, he did. And thank you, Krenzelin. So glad you're on your third glass, my friend. It's about to get better anytime you have that third glass. And I've seen some new names. If you're not following, give us a follow. We're so close to 500. Give us a follow. All right, resume.
Two more. Does your horse react at all as I kind of step closer, or are you trying to stop me from coming closer to the horse?
I position myself slightly towards you to keep you away from the horse. As a cavalier, the horse and cavalier are one, and would rather you not. This is description. Would rather you not fiddle with the horse.
Lilith senses his protection of the horse. Curiously, will step forward one more time and then step back. Still looking at the horse. I want to touch it.
Well, Lilith, maybe he'll let us get more friendly if we get to know them both better.
You spoke of orcs. You said you were looking for orcs?
Indeed, I am currently in search of a certain specific orcs, but truth be told, any orcs that have done harm to the people in the area, I am willing to take care of as need be.
Do you know where you're going?
And at that point, Shorewin looks around the area.
You look around the area, you see the sun is now falling behind the horizon, and as the sun glows a warm amber through the clouds, which cast this sense of both eeriness and strength throughout the land, you also see the number 501 floats above the clouds. 501 viewers! Followers, thank you so much, everybody! Sorry for totally destroying the immersion. That's fantastic. Boom! Let's go! Whoa, 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 whoa! What you got, Josh? Let's go! Fantastic, everybody!
We just got 20 subs gifted. 20 subs were just gifted.
Oh, what? 20 subs?
20
oh
subs
my.
were just gifted. Yep.
Rory. Oh, my friend. Thank you, everybody. Look, you don't know. Like, we're not even a year old yet. And we have, thank you so much. And for us, we were at 260 viewers, or followers, like 2 months ago. A little humble brag. I did this Sunday. I want to do it again tonight. if you don't realize this already, you are part of one of the top 50 fastest growing D&D Twitch channels in the world. That's out of 6,118 at my last count, and that's by follower growth, not even by percentage compared to what you actually have. So I think if I run that number, I wouldn't be surprised. We're top 10, top 20. We're growing like crazy here at Blue Box, and our fans and our players are a huge part of that. Sorry for just totally destroying the stream tonight, but again, one more round of applause to all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So you know what that means. We got dice we're giving out tonight. We've got an Orth Journal signed by Christoph we're giving out tonight. And we have something else that's a special no one else, well, one other person in the world has. And you're going to see what that is. All right, let me shut this down. Hopefully I've given time for all of the subs that were given by Rory. You're the best. Air Cobra, everybody, oh, thank you from the bottom of my heart. What a great community. I love D&D. I love this creative community. You all know what this game means to me. It's been part of, Rory, you just totally destroyed my stream. It's been part of I started playing this game, I'm just stalling here, when I was 7 years old. That was 1978. And I've shared this in other places, but I'm going to share it one more time. Lilith, do you know when Vivi, do you know when I knew I was a total geek? There was a moment in time. Do you know when that was?
No.
Okay, I know Millie knows. Terry doesn't. Others might know. Here's when I knew I was a total geek. And as soon as all the subs that Rory's given are done saying we shall not pass, I'll go back to the campaign. But I can't see Gandalf enough. Thank you, Rory. Dude, thank you so much. So, I grew up, I was all over the place, but when I was 7 and 8 years old, I was in Tempe, Arizona. That's a suburb of Phoenix, out in the desert. I went to Nevitt Elementary School. And as a 7, 8-year-old kid, I had a pretty tough home, tough upbringing, moved around probably 15, 18 times by the time I was 7, 8 years old. And I made some friends in Tempe, Arizona. One of them introduced me to D&D. And what he introduced me to, do I have it close to me? I do. It was before I had a D&D. It was the Blue Box. And that's where our moniker comes from. This is the Expert Edition. The red box, which I have over there, was the basic. Blue box was Expert. And then you had Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which of course what we're all playing. So as I was playing Blue Box, me and all my 7 and 8-year-old friends, we had lead figures. Lead figures at that time were Grenadier, Ralpartha, and they were literally metal, lead, many cases, figures. And they were like gold. And at one point, my pseudo-stepfather, meaning he was not my father, but they weren't married, I found that he had a nice stash of Playboys and penthouses in the bathroom of the master bedroom. And without getting too graphic, because this is not an NSFW channel, I ganked a couple of those, and I started trading adult magazines for lead figures. I look back at that now, and I know that I was forever like branded the biggest geek, trading. What elementary school kid trades pictures of? Yeah, okay, all right. So I think I've started. Thank you, Molotov J.
Oh no, you broke me.
Oh, there it is. I got the giggle fit. I got the giggle fit tonight. Woo!
John, you're my hero.
All right. Now that I've. Sorry, I didn't know I hadn't told you that. I've told that a couple times, but I know I hadn't told you that yet.
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand. And look, that is 100% legit 1978-79 Tempe, Arizona, and a 7, 8-year-old kid. All right.
If you go back there to this day, they still tell you legend. The legend of
We do. Hey, if you just joined us, we do actually play D&D here. By the way, this is. You'll have to forgive us a celebratory moment for hitting 500, and also for our all of our good friends, the fantastic chat. I can't even keep up. And the arrow on this art. Oh gosh, Bloodwild Steve, you're awesome. Thank you, Molotov J. So many I can't keep track, but I will. Oh, Ballfriend, thank you. That's awesome. All right.
This is going to be great. This is how I remember how I started here.
Yeah,
it was the same day you told us about trading magazines for lead.
Yeah, so clearly you're the good luck charm, Terry Sherwin. Like we hit 500 moments out. That I just needed to introduce you earlier in the show. We would have hit it like that. All right, so back to the game. Let me.
All right.
Back to the game. All right. So
let's do this.
You see, as again, Sherwin deftly slides off his horse with an elegance, and the horse just kind of looks over sentience. It nudges him, just gives him a gentle touch on the cheek.
As this seemingly flirting, definitely flirting, and I don't know what is going on, Gimble's just going to go back to Grim and tap his knee, just stand by him at this point and tap his knee and goes, She found another.
Oh. Don't do it.
Anywho,
And now that you know that why I am here, why are you here?
well, actually, we're also looking for some orcs. So it seems like our missions have aligned themselves.
Interesting.
Sorry, did you say you knew where you were going?
I'm always going forward.
That is the general direction, yeah.
Ryan looks up. What kind of daft nonsense is that? Always going forward? Well, do you take your horse backwards through the Kron Hills? Are you that skilled, sir?
If need be and it arises, then yes.
She shrugs. Ashrin
Now
steps
then,
forward.
what?
I'm sorry.
What?
Sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
no,
Yes,
sorry,
go
you
ahead.
go
No. You please
Okay.
go.
Now then, which general direction had you heard there were orcs, if I may inquire?
Lilith will kind of just like tap her hip, as you can kind of see the map kind of sticking out of one of her pockets on her hip there. And she'll say, well, we know where we're going.
Have you ever fought an orc?
Well, I just decapitated one a couple days ago.
I see.
You see the red-haired woman in the back. She steps forward. I can say it's true. She did. It was quite glorious. But you sir, you're quite handsome. And you see,
not again.
You notice he is. I mean, he is not quite the level that Millie is in terms of his overall appearance, but he is very close. This man, as you look more closely at him, the auburn hair falls over his shoulders, his jaw is chiseled, and there is a very strong presence that he carries.
So he's like the cover of romance novels. Is that what you're saying?
No Fabio, no, but just...
No, there are other ones.
No, they're all Fabio, just in different genres.
John would know. He would trade those.
Gosh dang it. With Gimbal, I'm going to put Gimbal back on my shoulder, and as we're still I'm still slowly eating my sweet roll bit by bit.
5 gold says that's her rebound.
Right. Do you mean the one that was with Uthar, or do you mean Millie?
Yes.
How much? 5 silver? 5 gold?
No, 5 gold for Ashrin to the redhead.
5 silver is a deal. I say no.
As you're
I'm in for sweet
talking,
rolls.
you see the sun, the last rays of the sun fall behind the hills, and there is now the shadow of night cast over the land.
As soon as the night falls, I'm actually going to take my dagger off my hip and start holding it, because it gives me infravision when I hold it.
Lilith will kind of turn to Millie and kind of pull her to a side.
Yes, yeah. What do you
think? What do you think of him?
He's very shiny. I like shiny. But, no, he seems like he's at least got a good spirit, perhaps. I don't know what else to say, honestly. He seems a little confused.
I don't know how well he fights or how much use he will be to us, but if he's looking for orcs as well...
I mean, he's got decent armor. He looks like he's ready to go in a fight. That's more than, a lot of people can say, and at least ready for a fight is better than not ready for a fight.
You get the distinct sense, Shorewin, that they're talking about you. You see them glancing over occasionally.
I'm gonna start setting up camp.
Yeah, Ryam looks over. I don't know how many of you have spent time in these hills, but arguing idly about whether humans should be with us is rarely wise. There are many things in these hills much worse than this man is likely to be. I suggest we set up camp.
I agree. I think that's good.
Don't adjust your cameras at home, by the way. The lighting does change in the room. And my Save Ferris shirt is actually making me quite red tonight, which I don't normally look like this. But yes, you should be seeing darkened screen here, darkened map there. It's not your fault. It's what we do on purpose.
Go ahead.
So I look towards Millie, as at this point I feel that she is the leader of this group. I would like to join you, at least as far as the orcs are concerned. Would that be all right?
Millie thinks a moment. Yes, I think. I think as long as you're good with your weapons, you will be, well, useful to this party.
I train daily with my weapons. There is no doubt about my skills.
We shall see.
How do we know we can trust you?
I'm a cavalier. I follow my edict. I protect those that need protection. What kind of question is this?
Can I sense motive?
Yes. Give me your sense motive, please. Your number.
+6.
+6, okay. And if you've watched Blue Box before, you know there are certain things I roll. So, for example, sense motives, very commonly check traps, because if a player tries to sense motive and they roll a 1, they will know that they have failed. And you would not necessarily know if you failed to sense a motive. If they roll a 20, they will have certainty, maybe more than they should, that they have succeeded. So I like to roll these types of checks in case those extremes occur, so that I can properly give something that the player might or might not know. You sense a very strong certainty of virtue. However he may be speaking it, he clearly believes it.
And I kind of lean over to Lilith and I go, he is in fact the shiniest platinum piece.
I don't care much for those kinds of things. You know that, Millie.
What I mean is, I imagine he hasn't done a bad thing in his entire life.
If you say so, I'll just keep an eye on him, I think. Until I know for sure.
That's fair.
You see Rayam has already begun setting out a bedroll. You see Ashrin starts gathering sticks of wood, and Rayam shakes her head at her. No, there will be no fire tonight. We do not want to attract that kind of attention.
I feel there is something ill in the air in any case.
So Millie's going to take her bedroll and lay it out, and then she's going to just kind of sit down on it and finish the sweet roll that Lil had given her, because she just wants she doesn't want it to sit in her pocket forever.
And because it's delicious.
It would ruin the lining of my pocket. Like,
No, 100%. I agree. 100%.
so yeah.
All right.
She's just sitting.
All right.
Is
So
there-
go ahead.
Is there
Gimble.
any kind of like within these hills some kind of cove or some kind of like area where Gimbal is small enough to slip into, and whether
Yes.
it be for covering or just for hiding or
Yeah, sorry, I knocked a tree over here, but yes, there's actually a nice little alcove here that you're nestled in. There is a bit of rock formation here, a tree here, another rock formation. There is a larger rock formation here to the right, so you have a nice area here where you're nestled between.
Also set up a makeshift tent for anyone who wants it.
Okay.
I'm okay, Brim.
I prefer to be able to see the sky personally when I'm out.
Same.
Ashton?
Ashrin, she looks at you. She looks around.
You shown me great kindness, sir. I thank you for it, and I will take cover, yes. I have no need to see the stars as I rest. I just need time to pray.
This will give you peace and sanctum.
And I'm gonna stop her as she walks by and just lean down and be like,
You need to stop thanking me. We are a party. We're here for each other in the end, not for ourselves.
and pat her
Brim.
on the shoulder.
As you pat her on the shoulder, you see she stops a flinch this time, and she says,
Brim, but you don't understand. I was raised to be thankful. It's proper. And also, you have scared the living crap out of me.
Sorry. Fair. But still. We've got each other, right?
I pray that's true, Master Rogor. Do you mind if I just say my prayers and turn in?
Good night.
she moves over, and you see she moves to one side of the tent, and you can hear her muttering quietly.
If you all don't mind, I'd like to take first watch.
Very well.
You all heard that, right?
And you did. You all heard that, yes.
Yes.
Lilith, is that any sort of creature you would know?
John, is that a creature I would know?
Remind me. Let's see. Actually, no, I know exactly what roll. Hang on here. It sounds vaguely like an owl, but something doesn't sound right to you.
Lilith will clutch her totem that's around her neck. If you can tell, it does look like an owl. And she'll kind of just hold it in her hand, and she'll look at Brim. It sounds like an owl, but there's something off about it. I can't quite put my finger on it.
What sounds like an owl that's not an owl?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard this before.
Ryam
Not like this.
Cassineer. She says,
You hear that? Ready yourselves. I hear them over the hills.
and as she says this, you see appearing over the tops of the hills these tall, furry creatures, many of them 7-8 feet tall. As they emerge over the hills, you can see there is one that stands just a bit back right here. He wields a heavy silver mace. Let me move the camera here just a little bit easier for you to see. He wields a heavy silver mace. You see another that emerges from the opposite side here. Clearly, they were surrounding you and have been scouting for some time. There are 3 that emerge atop this hill. Let me get this in here. 1 here with a bow. 1 here atop the hill. And 1 here atop this hill. Each of them with bows. As they pull them out, you hear that same screech owl clearly as a call. They communicate, and then there's suddenly a initiative. And so we're going to do.
Like to roll?
Yeah, so I don't remember who did this last time, so we're going to go party initiative, and we're going to let our new player, Terry, you're going to roll initiative. The way this works, you're rolling a d6. This is party initiative. So whatever you roll affects the entire party, and the DM is going to roll here in just a second as well. And
No pressure.
no pressure at all. This decides if they kick you out or not. DM, oh, I'm so sorry. DM is a 5.
No!
1.
Okay, so they have initiative and they have it quite soundly. So let me switch to a little bit wider cam here. I think it might be a bit easier to see. And so here, let me point these out again. So if you're looking at your screen, we have the party here with right here is standing Shorwin. And then you have the largest of these creatures stands here in this gap. You have 1 here, 1 behind him here, and 1 here atop the hill. And then another one that's coming around the side right here. Let me just show you kind of where he's at. So you have all 5 of them, and the bowmen let loose first. Sorry, Terry, no pressure. All right, so the 3 bowmen, let's see here. 1 is going to shoot, I'm looking at proximity. 1 is going to shoot at you, Millie. 1 shoots at the huge target that is Brim, and 1 shoots at you, Shorwin. Go ahead.
I'm going. Nope. I don't think that works. Okay, never mind. I was gonna ask something, but I don't think it works.
Okay. All right, I think that gives us the best view here of the combat field. And the first bowman, thunk, it's a heavy bow with black fletched arrows, goes toward Millie. Millie, you look up just in time to see this. You duck. It whizzes over your head. Gimbal stands right behind you. Fortunately, he's 3 feet tall. It goes over his head as well. The second bowman fires at Brim. Brim, your new armor class is?
Only a 12. It only went up by 1.
Okay. No, studded leather would be a +2, not leather. You have studded leather.
Yeah, it's AC2 +2.
Yeah, a studded leather is a +2, not a +1.
But I have -1.
Yeah, but it would have gone up 2 from whatever it was. So it was 10 before, now it's 12?
It was 11 before.
So now it should be 13.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it went up 2. You had no armor. Now you have studded leather, so you're up to 13. And wow, boom, an arrow strikes one of the studs and glances off of you. The third one, oh my gosh, I don't know what's wrong with my DM dice lately. That's a nat 1 on the shot towards Shorwin. So Shorwin, you missed initiative, but now I'm going to roll a confirmation of fumble. On Blue Box, confirmation of fumble means that I have to miss on my second roll. If I roll a 1 and then my second roll is a miss, that is a fumble, and that can be quite deadly in my game. And your armor class, Shorwin, remind me?
It is 18.
That is a fumble. All right. So I pull out these amazing, quite decrepit Middle Earth crit and fumble tables, but they're still quite functional. And the DM is going to roll percentile dice. Let me find the right table here. There it is. And on the percentile dice, as he fires the bow at Shorwin, oh my gosh. He read that. Make sure I got that right. It's dark in here and I'm old. Yep, that is an 88. That is not good.
He just killed himself.
What does it do?
You sure? All right.
Tell us how you die.
As he pulls his bow out, you see he pulls the arrow, and then his hand slips. He flips around. His arrow fires back into his quiver. You see it shatter off of his back. All of his arrows destroyed. The quiver falls off of his back, and he is lost. And this large creature moves forward and engages Millie with a melee attack.
Opportune parry and riposte.
Okay, go ahead and roll that. And let me show you what these guys look like. If you're looking at your screen, these guys are no joke. They're massive, hairy beasts, 7-8 feet tall, wielding huge weapons.
15?
15. All right, as he comes towards you, he's got, this one has a morning star like you see up on the screen there, and you lift your blade, you knock it away at the last second. You feel one of the spikes just graze your hair and miss. The large one, he steps forward, but he does not engage. He's just sort of watching. You hear him bellowing commands in a tongue you don't understand. Now we go to the party's attack, and we will start. Shorwin, you are close to the large one. What are you going to do?
Ooh, close to the large one.
Yeah, can you see the screen? So you're here. If you can look on the Twitch screen, you're here. The biggest one is here. There's one attacking Millie here, and there are 3 up on the hillside with bows, although one of them has lost all of his arrows.
All right. Well, at this point, jumping back on my horse is not going to work, so we're going to have to we're going to try something. I'm going to go ahead and use Lion's Call.
Okay.
All right. Are they considered allies at this point?
Yes, absolutely. That'd be fair.
All right. Fantastic. Newfound friends, those that have surrounded me. I wish, I pray, I beg of you to fight with all of that you have within you. Show no fear against these monsters. They are nothing against us. Show no backing down. Be prepared for anything and you will succeed. March forward.
As he says
and let us move into battle.
Bravo, sir. Bravo. As he says this, what does everybody get?
For this, it is a +1 competence bonus on attack rolls for 2 rounds. As well as a competence bonus on saving throws against fear equal to my charisma modifier, which is
3 or 2? 3.
I think it's 3.
3, yeah, you have to 3. Yep. All right, so you get bonus on fear saving throws, and then they get the attack bonus.
No, it is 2. It is 2.
It's
plus 2,
okay.
Sorry.
And they get the attack bonus of +1, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. So if any of you have watched our Sunday stream with Irda, it's a very similar, though nerfed effect to her inspired rage. As Shorwin calls this out, even though you've just met him, you feel a sense of confidence, vigor, and in fact, anger. It inspires you as you move forward. And now we're going to go to you, Lilith.
Which one is closest to me? The one that's Millie.
The one that is attacking Millie right here.
What is he wearing?
He has a shield. He has very much what I showed on the screen a moment ago. He has a shield. He has some very sort of chaotically assembled chains and bits of armor pieces on his body, and this morning star.
Particularly anything flammable is what I'm asking.
I mean, his pants have some leather on them, but nothing looks pretty. A lot of metal. There is wood on his shield, and you do in fact see, as you see there, human hands that have been nailed onto the shield.
I'll cast Spark, which lets me catch a flammable object on fire, and I'll cast it on his shield.
Okay. All right, so you cast it toward the shield and roll your damage.
Doesn't have damage on.
It should be like a 1 to 2, I think, on a spark. Right? Is that not correct?
Range, targets, duration, saving throw, spell resistance. I don't see the damage on here.
Okay, all right, I got this.
Okay.
Yeah, so boom, you hit it. His shield actually does, the wooden part of the shield that you see up there on the picture, it does catch fire. He throws the shield down. And he has lost his shield. Now we go to Millie. Millie, he's right there. You can smell the fetid breath. You see this creature, huge furry creature bearing down on you. He swung and barely missed you as his morning star goes past your head. You do what?
I'm going to just kind of look up at him and say, "Ooh, your smell." And then I'm going to swing at him with my rapier and then with my new dagger, the dwarven dagger.
Okay, roll to hit.
So for my rapier, that is a 20, dirty 20.
That is a hit.
Okay, and then for the dagger, don't drop it. Actually, it was 21. I forgot to add the attack bonus, so it's 21. And then for the dagger, it's 11.
That is a miss. So your blade comes around, it digs right into his side as he follows through with the Morning Star. Your dagger goes forward, ting! It hits off of his armor. Roll damage.
All right. So that's 8 points of damage from the rapier.
Yeah, it's a nice deep bite. +2 feels damage. Nice, Jack. All right. Yeah, that's a pretty heavy bite into his flesh. Now we go to Brim. Brim, you stand right behind Rayam. You see Rayam has already stepped back and she's pulling out a bow. You see this combat happening here to your right with Millie. You see your newfound friend Shorwin, who has just shouted this, and all of these archers sit atop the hill.
And I see the really big one, the biggest of the bunch right ahead.
You do.
I'm going straight for that one. Bull rush right on him.
All right, so that's going to take your whole movement. That's a good 30+ feet. But Brim leaps forward toward the enemy, swinging his pretty much finished but not altogether finalized club over his head. Still an entirely intimidating sight. And we go to Gimbal. Gimbal, what are you doing?
How far would it be? So there's 3 up on the cliff on the hill. Is it?
That's right. So this one's a good, this one at the highest point, what I'm pointing at now, he's a good 60, 70 feet away from you. This one is about 45 feet away. This one is right at 30 feet away from you. And then of course there's the one that's attacking Millie, which is just 5-10 feet in front of you. I'm going to go ahead and remove a tree here, just so people can see it a little bit better. What are you going to do, Gimbal? Hey, hang on with us. We're going to be wrapping up pretty quick. We got 3 huge giveaways tonight in celebration of hitting 500. And thank you to all of our new followers and subs. And oh my gosh, what a night. Thank you so much. But right now, we just all want to know, what's Gimbal going to do?
Gimbal is going to dash. If he runs to the right under the ones on the hill, is he going to get attacked?
You mean this way? So headed this way to the right?
Yeah.
You're going to go in front of this tree here or behind this tree? You can guess. If you run, so you can't run behind this tree without engaging an attack of opportunity from this guy, if you're watching on the screen. But you can go, let me just angle this down a bit easier to see. You can run behind these rocks if you wish, and you'll be quite obscured as you run behind them, if that's what you want to do.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to get a good 30, movement rate. Your little legs carrying you as fast as they can, and you're sprinting around this side. So you get all the way over there this round. And now we go to Rayam. Whoops. I do that every once in a while too, folks. Get used to it. Rayam, she pulls out her bow and she fires 2 arrows at the one that's attacking Millie right here. And as she does so, Hey, Zerothananon, thank you. Ooh, nice shot. That is a hit, and that is a miss. So an arrow comes over the top at the one that Millie has already struck, and as it hits, oh, wow. Yeah, you see it, thunk, strikes him right in the forehead. Oh, he drops over face down onto the ground. Lilith, she steps into the center, and you hear her mutter some words and a prayer. As she does so, everybody but Brim and Gimbal, you both are out of range, but everyone else, you are blessed. You have +1 to damage and +1 to hit now for the remainder of the combat. And so we now go to initiative.
All right.
And you lost last time,
Lilith?
Terry. Sorry. So we're gonna go. I'm following an order. Yes. So go to. Let's see. Let's go that way. We're gonna go to Lilith. They have. Oh, a DM gets the 1.
Come on, Lilith.
Not,
5.
okay. You have initiative. Well played. All right. Let's start with Brim. Brim, you have a full head of steam. You leap forward right there in the midst of this combat. You see, again, the largest of them. This one stands a full 8 feet tall. He's actually wielding a two-handed blade that looks like it's pretty well made. As he looks at you coming forward, he's ready. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Here we go. Okay, but thankfully that's good. Adds a +16 to hit.
A 16. So close, but no. So as you rush
17.
forward, you see he takes the sword and he just bats your. He's actually laughing.
You bring wood against Golgoth.
He knocks it out of the way, and you do not hit. Now we're going to move to Gimbal. Gimbal, you sneak around the side. So you're here now. You actually are within about 15 feet of those two. If you wish to keep moving, you can, or you still have the opportunity to cast a spell based on that movement.
They're within within 20 feet.
Yes, both of them are. No. Actually, at that distance, 20 feet, only one of them is in range. This one right here.
Okay,
Hey, by the way, I never am actually trying to monetize our viewers, but I just want you to be aware, you can give the players advantage. It's the only 5e element that I have in my game. Advantage is 200 bits. If you cheer 200 bits, you can choose a player, or if you're really cool, you can choose the DM and give me advantage in this combat. And of course, all of you do have an advantage from Captain Redbeard from the last session as well, so just keep that in mind. All right, back to you, Gimbal.
yeah, I want to get within 15 feet of as many as possible, but it looks like I'll only get one of them.
That's right.
So
Yes.
My goal is color spray, so it looks like this guy up on the closest to me.
Yeah. So you have a choice. You can throw color spray now. You'll hit 1. If you wish to take one more round of movement, you can get to a spot where you can cast it and get both. Both of these still have arrows, so it's unlikely they're going to move away. It's the one atop the hill that lost his arrows.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So I will take the risk. Oh, I want to get both. I want to capitalize on this.
Okay. All right. So you then advance forward a few more feet to get where you are positioned right between them. I'm going to have you roll a stealth check for me again, please.
Yep. Nice.
All right, hey, buddy, I haven't hit the drawing thing yet. Let me get that to you real quick here. So the first thing that we're going to give away are going to be the dice. And we'll go ahead and start that giveaway. So if you type dice, and by the way, if you're a follower, you have an extra chance to get it. If you're a sub, you have an even stronger chance to get it. So just making you aware, again, not trying to push anybody, but if you're a follower or a sub, you get a little bit, but everybody is eligible. Everyone that types !dice will be in this giveaway for this amazing dice set. If you weren't with us earlier, I'll show you here. This amazing dice set that is from our brand new sponsor, Dice Envy, you can never have enough dice, and you're going to want these. This is their alpha set, special limited edition set. So make sure, and again, if you're a follower or a sub, you're going to have a better chance on the giveaway. All right, sorry to interrupt you, Gimbal. Let's come back to the combat.
15.
All right, 15. Neither of them notice you. You're small enough and stealthy enough. You sneak behind the rocks, and you get. Shorewin!
Yay!
You have been gifted your first advantage. Thank you. Well, I guess rolls with advantage. That makes sense, right? He gifts that. And now we're going to come back to the remainder of the party, and let's go to Millie. Millie, the one in front of you that you were engaging has been destroyed.
And Millie just kind of makes an appreciative glance over to Rayum, like, that was impressive. And now I'm gonna look around and see who is my next closest.
So you see the what looks like the leader. He's engaged in one-on-one combat with Brim, but you see there are 3 up on the hillside that are peppering you. This one atop the hill has destroyed his bows. You see him leap off, and he looks like he's coming down the hillside.
Alright, so, there's one atop the hill kind of close to me, isn't there?
Yeah, this one right here is the closest to you.
Alright.
He's about 25 feet away.
I'm climbing to him.
Okay, thank you, Phantom NJ. The DM, let's go!
No!
Outstanding, sir!
How dare you?
All right, so what are you doing again, Millie?
I'm gonna climb up towards the guy that's on the hill closest to me.
All right, so you know if you sprint here and climb up, you're going to place yourself in a hold on here, let me move the camera, you can see a little bit better. You're going to place yourself in a pretty bad spot. It's almost like climbing a parapet with somebody right above you. You have an easier route if you travel to this side. It's lower up the hillside and somewhat sort of catacorner to him. Now again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you.
I'll take that direction. I can't quite tell because the map is small. I'm like.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'll take the path.
All right. You start moving up. You start moving up this side of the hill. Again, that's a pretty cool shot, actually. So you have one here, and one behind them. This is the one that lost his arrows and is running down the hill. Again, continue to type !dice, and now we're going to go to Shorewin. Shorewin, what are you going to do?
All right. Question, as I'm new to Cavalier, am I able to mount and move in the same turn?
You are. Assuming your horse is close enough, that would be an ability that you would have. And so if you wish to swing to your horse, I'm going to allow that.
All right, then I'd like to swing to my horse, definitely rising up on Winston and charging towards the ogre, or the enemy that Brim is currently in combat with.
Yeah, you've not seen these before. They're definitely not ogres. They're hairy. Right. There's something you're not really familiar with. And I'm going to let you do that. As a Cavalier, that's going to be a unique ability that you have to make that kind of move in a single round. And are you swinging a sword? Are you leveling your lance? What are you doing?
I'm leveling my lance.
Okay. All right, Brim, you hear the thunder of horse hooves behind you. Brum, 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 brum. And I'm going to have you roll to hit, sir.
All right. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and roll with my advantage then.
That's a good idea.
I'm going to do that.
Good call.
13.
That's the higher of the two that you rolled?
Yeah.
And does that include your to hit bonuses?
And your less and...
no, 13, 15.
So you have
Yeah, 15.
Yeah.
Total of 15.
Total of 15.
My plus 1 from me,
One with one.
And the
1
bless.
from Bless. Started out as a 7 plus 6.
No, so you got your base attack bonus, which is 2 now at second level.
Oh!
The bless, which is an
Plus your
additional bonus,
strength.
plus your strength bonus,
Which is plus 4.
which is plus 4. So add all that together for me.
Right, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus the 7 that I rolled.
Oh, you rolled a 7. Okay,
which
gotcha.
is the higher of the 2.
Gotcha.
No.
Okay. You see, Huzzah! Shorewin comes riding forward on his lance, on his horse, his lance bobbing. the large creature in front of you sees him coming quite a distance away, just pivots his shoulder, strolling right past, and completely misses the creature. And with that, we're gonna stop there for tonight. What a fantastic night. Let's give all of our viewers and players a huge hand. You guys are the best. The dice tray, or the dice giveaway is going to be wrapped up here in just a second. If you haven't followed us yet, if you are following and you haven't subbed us yet, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Give us a follow or a sub. Join the amazing night that we've had tonight. Again, thank you to everybody. We're at 503 followers. That means we picked up, I think, 17 new followers tonight. Again, another fantastic night. Thank you so much, Jackaboom. I love these players. I think these are the best players. All right, so I'm going to look at it again here.
And I have the poll ready.
All right, outstanding. And let me turn the music down just a bit. That's a little bit loud. All right, so on the giveaway, we have, yep, looks like everybody's entered. I'm going to give you 5 more seconds for the dice giveaway. And 5, exclamation point dice. 4, yes, Merp's getting some mileage. Oh, by the way, while I'm waiting, I think it was it MTMJ Moondog, I think, said it. Yeah, I think Moondog said it earlier. A fantastic idea. Hey, Redbeard, again, thank you for the advantages you gave the players tonight. An idea for a giveaway would be a Blue Box autograph set of these Merp crit tables. Maybe not these Merp crit tables. I could do something better with a printout. But I think that's a great idea. I'm going to give away a set of Merp crit tables to somebody autographed here in the coming week. All right. We are done. Arms lore, exactly. Arms lore crit tables, Steve, includes the fumbles, the crits, moving maneuver, fumbles, moving is all of that, and you've got spell crits, which is something unique we do here on Blue Box, and maybe other people, I've not seen anyone doing it, but I'm borrowing it from them. So if you have a range attack spell, let's say you're hitting somebody with a what's a good example of range attack to hit, whatever it might be. I think Burning Hands maybe is a range attack spell.
Scorching Ray.
Scorching Ray, that's the one I'm looking at. Scorching Ray. If you crit, you roll a 20 on that Scorching Ray, and then you confirm, I have heat or fire crit tables, because it just makes sense to me. If you can hit somebody in the face with a sword, you can hit them in the face with a bolt of fire, and that's a crit. So it's a really fun thing that we do here with those old Lore Master, Iron Crown Enterprises, or MERP crit tables. Okay, enough stalling. Time for the dice giveaway. And the winner is... Hold on, let me see here. We give away... got that and that. And we're rolling it. The winner is... Mystical Unicorn Painting! Now, as always, our rule is you must be present to win. So, Mystical Unicorn Painting, I need you to type something in the chat. I'm here, or thank you, or huzzah, or thank you, Vivi, or please, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Anything. If you don't pop something in a few seconds. Okay, there, outstanding. All right, so Mystical Unicorn Painting. You just need to DM me, or you can whisper me on Twitch your address and your name. Those dice are actually coming in this week. I don't have them yet. So as soon as I get them, I'll package them up from our new sponsor, and I will send them to you. Now, giveaway number 2, the signed copy of the Orth Journal, OJ33. If you're not reading the Orth Journal, you are missing out on Greyhawk lore. This is signed by Christoph, the editor-in-chief. And so give me a second here. I'm going to set this one up for our second giveaway. And
DM, do you want us to do stream MVP before Lilith has to go?
Oh, yes. Okay, oh, thank you so much. So, Lilith, I'm going to let you go first. We do something here on Blue Box. I'm too excited. We do something here on Blue Box. We have a stream MVP. This is where you, the viewer, choose who you think did the best job tonight. Roleplay, combat, puzzle solving, funny, dramatic, whatever. And they get, at this level, 250 additional experience points if they're voted Stream MVP. So Lilith, tell us why Vivi, tell us why Lilith should be Stream MVP.
Lilith should get stream MVP for staying true to her character, enjoying sweet rolls, picking up a little bit of sass for Millie, and I don't know what else. I think that's it.
All right, fantastic. And are you going to kick off? I don't see it in the chat yet. Does it go off?
I haven't started it
Okay,
yet.
all right, great.
Wait.
All right, and you can stay as long as you need, but Lilith, Vivi, you can leave whenever you need to. Let's go to Gimbal. Gimbal, why should you be stream MVP?
I should be stream MVP for the gimbal puns. I made Brim smile when he was in a bad mood. I continue to make funny puns about Millie and her trinkets. And I even learned a new trick from the mystery man.
You did. You got a new trick from him. By the way, type exclamation point OJ, capital O, capital J for the Orc Journal. Capital O, capital J, exclamation point, capital O, capital J for the Orc Journal giveaway. And now let's go to Shorewin. Tell us why you should be stream MVP.
Well, as a cavalier, I felt as if my speech was riveting, stunning, and amazing, and it is why we are being so successful this evening.
Well said. Brim, why should you be stream MVP?
I think I should be stream MVP because I stuck to my guns. I don't trust a newbie. I love milk, handed out sweet rolls. I brought a bear with me on a journey. Yeah.
Oh, you brought the teddy bear with
Oh,
you.
he's got the teddy
Don't
bear.
know that yet, though.
You started the gimbal's measurement.
It's hard to gimbal measurement.
So we've got requests to vote for themselves. Some of the viewers have asked to vote for themselves. Others are now asking to vote for Winston. So that's fantastic. All right, let's go to Millie. Why should Millie be stream MVP? Type exclamation point, capital O, capital J to be in the giveaway for the Orc Journal.
Millie should be MVP because Millie does what Millie does best, and she follows the shiny things and is very sassy and consistently just Millie.
I think that's well said. Okay, go ahead and kick off the poll.
So there's a little rectangular box at the top of your screen that says "Who is Stream MVP?" Hit the little drop down and you can vote.
And you can pick who you think should be stream MVP down there. And that will be so good for all the players. All right, now you can't vote for the horse because he wins a ton. Oh golly, you're as bad as the viewers, Josh. All right, the winner of the Orc Journal, and then I'll tell you what the final giveaway is going to be. We are doing a third giveaway tonight. The winner of the Orc Journal is Roxafarius! Oh, our amazing mod. Congratulations, Rox. Well done, sir. Congratulations. All right, now, entertain the viewers for just 30 seconds while I get our final giveaway.
All right, does anyone know how to juggle?
Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragdoll.
30 seconds.
Okay.
Oh no! No.
It's
So
very entertaining.
So I found out that you can't bring a mystery 8-ball onto a plane because it has liquid in it, right? So I'm gonna bring a mystery 8-ball, one of those shake 'em up mystery 8-balls, on a plane, and when they pull me over, when TSA pulls me over up to the side, I'll be like, well, I didn't see that coming.
Oh, so bad. Wow, this is keep voting, but it's looking like a runaway tonight. All right,
Yeah.
our final giveaway.
Yeah,
In celebration of 500 and I think 3 or 4. If anybody's left and hasn't followed us, please follow us before we sign off. Only one of these, other than the one I'm holding in my hand, lives in existence. A blue box hat. No one has these slick, amazing blue box hats. This is 2 of 2 that live in the wild. So what you need to do is you hit exclamation point hat, capital H, exclamation point hat, for our final giveaway tonight, celebrating our 500th follower. All the great subs and the great role play, and we're almost done with our vote. Still time to vote. I don't think you're going to change the outcome, but you can encourage a player because we've got a pretty much 4-way tie for second place currently on the chat. And no,
Also,
Steve,
our
it's not
players are-
exclamation point GAT. There's no gun being given here. It's exclamation point hat. And you have to capitalize the H. Steve, capitalize the H.
And another couple seconds on the poll, so if you have to vote,
Yes.
vote.
Whoever wins this, I'll have this signed. I don't know if I can get it signed by all the. Maybe I could probably work that out. We'd have to shuttle it around the country and get it signed.
Well, I'll just have to come to
and-
then.
That might be a lot of work.
Winner is Shorewin.
Shorewin! Give Shorewin a hand! No, he did not win the hat. Don't get confused. The hat's still going away. He won the stream MVP with, wow, that was fantastic. 18 votes. That is the strongest dub. I think everybody felt bad for you for watching you sit there for an hour and a half as the mystery player. It could have been your roleplay too. Might have been that.
I want to thank the stream. They've actually renamed Shorewin. I like their spelling better than the spelling that I had, so we're gonna go with that now with the Y instead of the I.
Oh, well, I think that's actually my fault because that's how I spelled it up on the Twitch stream if you look at it. So.
Oh yeah, I love it. We're going with it.
Sorry, everybody. I just changed his name unintentionally. All right.
He has been renamed.
Zarathanon said hazmat. All right. I'm going to give you 15 more seconds. Type exclamation point hat, capital H. These are nice. Really pure white, full color logo here. Adjustable strap in the back. Blue box hat. This will look good on the golf course.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I currently am sitting at 93,000 channel points. I would like to use my 93,000 channel points to get all these lovely other people with Blue Box t-shirts. All of my fellow players.
All of your fellow players. Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. Two things before we do the giveaway. One, we got to change our channel point thing because when I started this a year ago, I had no idea how those things were going to grow. So we're going to let channel points start accruing for things like advantage and other influences on the game. But I still do want people to be able to get merch because you can't buy Blue Box merch. This will, as I don't want to say never's a long time, but I have no intention of selling shirts, hats. I'm not out to merchandise our viewers. I want these to be things they get as part of the joy of the community. I want to give those out and celebrate them, not get a few bucks from someone for them. But with that said, yeah, the way we set up our original channel points, that's not going to work as we continue to grow. But you know what?
93,000.
I think I had somebody else too, and was it Gimbal? Rory, did you bring that up to me? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to collect both of your channel points, and I'm going to send all of these players Blue Box shirts, and maybe one of these nights we'll do a joint sort of uniform game. I don't want to do that every time, but maybe one time that might be fun. Okay, here we go. So Jackaboom tried exclamation point schedule. It didn't come up. Is there something wrong with the schedule? The hat of hotness.
We don't have a command for the schedule.
Oh, we don't? Okay. Well, while I'm doing the giveaway, tell everybody what our schedule is, Evelyn.
Yeah, so we stream 3 nights a week, or days, kind of both, a week regularly. Sometimes we have a 4th stream, that's once a month. But Tuesday nights are 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. On Wednesdays we do Lore Masters Arcanum, where John and I sit and talk about DM
Oh, thank you. There will be no Lore Masters Arcanum tomorrow night. Sorry, thank you for bringing that up. I'm canceling that. I'm going to be out of town tomorrow night. But next week it's going to be back, and we're going to have Mike Disney on next week on talking mini painting. You are not going to want to miss that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so Wednesday nights, normally, we do Lore Masters Arcanum, where we talk DM things, game building, world building, that sort of stuff. And that's at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Sundays, we have our Rise of the Rune Lords campaign at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then once monthly, we have a Saturday, 2 p.m. for our Fourth Age of Middle Earth campaign. And we are nearing the end of that campaign. We are currently fighting a giant Dracolich, so that's been fun. But yeah, so that's our schedule, and you can see that it's on all of our socials, so just check out our socials. There's an actual little box that has the full schedule.
All right, last thing I'm going to say before I run the giveaway on the Blue Box hat, and again, congratulations to our 2 winners tonight, Mystical Unicorn and painting, and then also Roxafarius, and then now we're going to give away the hat. Last thing I want to mention is do not miss our Discord channel. In our Discord channel, there is week-long role play. And it's not too hard to keep up with. It's not overwhelming, but we have stores that are open. I'll figure out something this week. I think I'm going to do like a campfire chat that'll be open, and we'll assume it occurs either before or after this combat. We'll figure something out. But we have really good chat that occurs in the Discord, and you get an advance notice on fun things that are happening, new things that are occurring. Bye, Lilith. Thank you so much. You did a fantastic job tonight, Vivi. You're amazing.
Turn off my camera?
No, you can go leave it on if you don't mind, and I'll hide your cam so they don't see it once you go. In fact, okay, you're already hidden. Bye. But you can leave yours on.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. All right, the hat goes to. Thank you, Steve. And let me roll it here. Boom, boom, boom. Pat 66. All right, Pat. All right, Pat.
Man.
Pat, my friend, Pat. What the heck is going on with my this is automated on night. Let me show this to everybody so you know I'm not making this stuff up. Here you go. So everybody was entered, and somehow this guy Pat keeps winning. So I'm gonna roll again. I'm still gonna do something for Pat. But Pat has won like every stinking time, and I don't want to discourage all of our other viewers. So, Pat, you and I.
So, Pat is amazing. He's our #1 fan. He owns like all of our merch.
He has he's the luckiest
also,
guy in the world.
Our amazing Federum in our Discord channel. He runs the Hamlet Supply and Trade, and he is incredible.
Hagar the Horrible! Hagar, are you on? And by the way, Pat, I'm still going to take care of you, my friend. Hagar, if you're on, drop us a note in the chat. Thank you again for the sub tonight. I think you gave us a raid or a host or something as well. You must be present to win. So the hat is still up for grabs until Hagar announces that he is on.
It's still anybody's hat.
Hagar going once. Hagar. No, I don't know how you do it, Pat. Like you keep crushing it every time, my friend. And man, we appreciate it. He's the most amazing. Hagar going a third time. And there he is! Woo! Whew. That was a bit close. All right, Hagar, send me your name and your address. And this is Hagar. Stellan's account rolls deception check. You guys are the best. Okay, we're going to do a raid here, but give me your name and your address in the channel. Thank you to all of our players. Thank you to our viewers for a great night. It's still not too late to give me our 504th follower. And I'm going to see who is available. Oh, there we go. A cheer from Hagar. Thank you so much, sir. And let's see here. We're going to raid. We have Nightheart Gaming. I was really looking for... Will's not on yet. We're going to raid Nightheart Gaming tonight. They're doing some mini painting, and they're always very good. And so thank you again, everybody, all the players, all the viewers. Great night tonight. Blue Box, much love. Take care of each other. Be good to each other. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Or live long and prosper. Everybody have a good night.
Peace.
And then I always do that anticlimactic thing where I say that, and it still takes me 10 seconds to actually run the raid. 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raiding with 43. Boom! Very nice.
There.
And
All right.
Oh, painting a bugbear. That's funny.